Thanks for reminding me of that, because I do forget sometimes that it's muted. So, obviously, that's what just happened. So, I'm all talking to you guys. So, hi. How are you guys doing? So, I'm gonna do a couple readings. It's not gonna be a full live tonight, but it's gonna be just a few. So, we'll see what happens. Whoever donates and wants to get a reading, then we'll go with them first, of course. All the information for that, by the way, is below. So, thank you, Lynn, for that, for posting that. Much better, Gerard, you said. Right on. It's always good. Hi, Neha. It's kind of funny here, for the collective, we're seeing somebody, well, it's not funny, but we're seeing here, somebody waiting a long time and being very just stressing and dwelling on something that, it feels like probably something that they have not much control over, right? And something that's like, I guess you could say from the past, but it's in a way it's still here because they're allowing it to still affect them so heavily. And it's like, there are new beginnings coming, but it may not be with the thing that you're worried about, exactly. It could be probably most likely, I feel like it's just, talking about other things other than this, so but before that can happen, somebody needs to kind of heal here. It shouldn't just remain here, and you can remain there, and it's not a good place to be. So let's see what else here. But yeah, I feel like either this has been already happening for quite a while, or it's going to continue to happen for a while from this point on. Yeah, definitely talking about love here. And, it's interesting because I wouldn't say that this is like necessarily talking about the past. This could be also new opportunities since it's an ace, and it's, so that's good news. It's an ace, and we're talking about opportunity for love, opportunity for connection, and opportunity for, sharing emotions with somebody, intimacy. So that's obviously what a lot of people want. And with this person specifically, they're dwelling over something that probably had something to do with love. And, now they still have new opportunities, but it's only really once they're past this point. And so, you kind of have to close one door to open another, right? So that's kind of what this person is experiencing now. And they can hold themselves there for quite some time, and it's really not a nice place to be. No one wants to be in that place. And so, but they're keeping themselves there in a way because they just are dwelling on this situation. Hi, City. Is that how you say your name? It may not be, but let me know if I'm pronouncing your name wrong at all, because I have no idea. I have no way of knowing, if it is. And my vowels tend to be a little bit like screwed. So if it's like city, I mean, I'm surprised I didn't say seedy. Watch it be seedy. It may actually be seedy. Well, I don't know. Let me know, because unless it doesn't bother you, then we can just don't let me know. We could just roll with it, It's like the name isn't really what's important, right? As long as you know I'm talking to you. So so yeah, it's kind of different than giving a reading to somebody in person, It's a little bit because you guys can't talk, so it's interesting how that works. But either way, I enjoy giving readings, so if you guys have questions, specific questions, let me know. And in the description below, there are different options, but specifically I want to just make clear, if it's not clear, I'm not sure. Some people understand it, and some people kind of like don't, I guess. So with the $3 and $5 first options, those do not allow you to ask a question. So if you do have a specific question, you're going to need to go to the next option and ask that question and then get the 5-card reading as well. So if you have any questions, though, of course, ask away, and I will definitely be here to answer them. So no worries about that. So, as I was saying, this person does have a lot of opportunities for love, and that's really a great thing. I mean, we all want that, and opportunities, because we have free will, they can be missed. You can miss, opportunities that are there for you to take advantage of and work with and make happen for yourself. So this person may or may not do that. It just depends on whenever they get to that point, if they want to, take action when the time is, when you strike while the iron's hot, then they'll do that. But if not, because they're dwelling on this, that's, obviously not going to be able to happen for them. It does take our effort, it does take our participation in our own life. Hey, Olive, I'm feeling a lot better now. Yeah, thanks for asking. It's cool you keep updated with it. That's nice. Yeah, everyone in the house is doing a lot better now, so thank God it's over, pretty much. I mean, a few of them still got a little, lingering cough, but I think for the most part, most of our energy is back. I mean, I think that's the only thing that's really lingering. Well, actually, another thing lingering is, the taste, the lack of taste, lack of smell. Yeah, it's still kind of not there as much as it used to be, but it's coming back, so. Hi, It Girl Nikki. I don't have a list tonight, actually. The only list that I have is when people donate and, they go in a row, so I'll put a list out so that we can keep track of it. Yeah, I'm really happy about it, too, Olive. Like I said, happy to be alive, right? Gotta be. So. Yeah, see, sadly, this person is kind of really just staying there in that past, and even when they get to this point here, this card's about a person who, well, it's a situation, it's a period of time where, well, not a period of time, actually, it's basically just at this moment here, when they're on this mountain, not literally on a mountain, probably, for the person it's referring to, but they're at this point where they're thinking about how all the events in their life have come to this point where they're at now. So in a way, they kind of are still thinking about the past, but in this way, they're kind of proud of themselves. They know they've come a long way. They know they've been through a lot, and they know that now this is where they are. And so it's something that is kind of, it's kind of like a thing you do alone, and you're just proud of yourself. It's kind of just a moment of, in a way, satisfaction. There could be some regret here, but for the most part, I think it's more of being proud of yourself and being happy that, where you're at. So this person obviously has made some progress regarding their, healing, but it still seems as though they're still kind of fixated on the past in some way. Now it's time for them to take advantage of these new opportunities in front of them and actually just focus on the future or the present, ideally, but not everyone can do that without practice. So let's see what they're going to do here, or what it looks like they're going to be focused on for their future. The moon. So, I mean, the moon comes out when we're feeling a bit lost or feeling a bit clouded. Our thinking is clouded. We're not very clear with what we're wanting to do. We don't really know why we're doing what we're doing, or we don't know what to do. I mean, it's just a very, like your head's in the clouds, and it could actually have to do with love as well. This card, since, the Page of Cups, I'll get to that in a second. The moon also represents Pisces, so this person could have a new Pisces in their life romantically. The Page of Cups is about, basically somebody offering a connection or offering some kind of emotion, some kind of attraction, or, affection, intimacy of some sort. And since it's a page, we can see that it's basically the beginning of the relationship. It's the beginning stages. Yes, Sakina, yes. Yeah, this is a collective. So basically, this is the beginning stages of a relationship. So I guess we could say, it's somebody new, most likely, coming into their life, and it could be somewhat confusing in the beginning, maybe hot and cold a little bit there with the moon. Hot and cold, or just basically people are not saying things directly, and no one really knows where anyone stands. It could be very kind of uncomfortable because you don't really know what to expect or what the person feels for you, and what you feel for them, they may not know as well. So this beginning stage of a relationship could kind of be off to a slow start where people are not really they're not really sure, they're trying to read each other's minds, and they don't really know exactly where they stand with each other. So interesting here too with the Five of Swords. Five of Swords is never really an energy that you should have in a relationship because it's really not about winning or losing in a relationship. So but with this person, that's kind of what it's about. Like, they have a chip on their shoulder, they have they're angry, obviously, and bitter. And so, this could have something to do with a past relationship, because since it's the early beginning stage of a relationship, how could they be resentful towards a person that they just started to get to know? It's probably most likely having to do with something that they already experienced, or something that they just got out of, or were involved in before. And now they're bringing that into this relationship, which is unfortunate, but it does happen. So with the Five of Swords, it's kind of an energy of a person who's bitter, wanting to win at all costs for the most part. And, you can see how he's just satisfied with how he has all these swords here. These people are like kind of cowering away, and he's stoked on it. I mean, he's like very satisfied with the position he's in and that he's gotten himself into. So he just feels like he's on top, and that's all he really ever wants. He wants people to fear him. And you could see how in a relationship that may be problematic or troublesome for both people involved, because it's not really about connecting with the person. It's about not losing. It's about winning. It's about getting what they want, basically, and they don't really mind if people fear them. It's not something that you really want when you're connecting with a person. It doesn't really work that way. So it's not really a great energy to have in a relationship. So that could kind of be off to a weird start there, and you could notice really early on in the relationship that this person kind of has some bitterness or some resentment or some kind of negative behaviors or attitudes about relationships and about intimacy. And also with the High Priestess, you're going to be having probably, a lot of very intuitive feeling. Like, you're going to be having your, intuition be going off a lot, trying to tell you things, and you may not be listening, or you may be listening, but just know, with the moon here, it's probably confusing, and you may not listen to it from, in the beginning. But with the High Priestess, she knows secrets, she knows secrets, but she knows things that are not being said, things that are kind of hidden or just not being, put out there in a direct way, in a matter-of-fact way, just like no one is stating, how they're exactly feeling or what they're doing necessarily or why, but the High Priestess knows, or she feels intuitively without being told directly. So whatever you have hunches about, you should probably listen to that, because you are most likely spot on about whatever you're thinking and feeling about that situation. So when that does happen, try not to disregard it, because it can actually help you out. Intuition is very helpful, but a lot of times we don't like to listen to it, and then we get into trouble. We're like, I knew it, and it doesn't really matter if you knew it, because now it's done and it happened, and you didn't listen to yourself, and that's on you. Oh, Sakina, see, that's why I do them. That's why I do collectives, because I hope to resonate with someone, or maybe even a few. It's interesting. So you are dating somebody new. Or trying to get to know somebody new romantically. Hi, Priyanka. How are you, hon? Right, yeah. And the person is kind of like hot and cold. Hi, Free. Hot and cold, or just not telling you really where you stand, and it's, you know. Hi, Nana. I actually don't have an angel deck anymore. Yeah, no, I don't have an angel deck anymore. Out of all the decks that I have, I don't have an angel deck, but I suppose we can look at, you know, instead of, you know, angels, let's go with guides, as some people call it, or as I like to call it, you know, advice, general advice, or anything that wants to be brought to our attention by the cards. Anything specifically for you that wants to be brought to your attention, or the cards want you to know and take note of, or be reminded of, or pay attention to, focus on. Let's see. Hi, Natish. So, let's see here. Sakina. Okay, so apparently you need to be two aces. Okay. Basically, Sakina, there is going to be a lot of opportunity in this connection of yours, or there likely already is a lot of opportunity before you in this relationship or connection, whatever it will become. And basically, it is up to you to take action regarding these opportunities. I mean, they won't just happen for you, right? So we can miss opportunities too. I mean, it's not set in stone. It's not like, here you go. And even though it kind of looks that way with these two hands just offering, you know, it's kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll take that. But it does take a little bit more, you know, effort on our part. So you will have to take action. I mean, the Ace of Wands is about taking action and going for something. You know, movement, making decisions, choices, and, you know, vitality, you know, these things, energy. It's, you know, you're moving, you're going, you're making moves, as they call it. And then Ace of Swords is about communication. So you should have the ability to kind of freely express yourself, ask the questions you need to ask, and not feel bad about that, and not feel like you can't do that, you know? Nothing should be limiting you in that way, or making you feel limited in that way. Well, not feel, but make you think you're limited in that way. You know what I mean? So, so you have good energy here. You know, you do have a lot of opportunity, and nothing seems to be limiting you unless you, of course, limit yourself here. So, let's see about, it's funny, people ask about the outcome. Okay. Well, let's look, because it's kind of as if you're saying you expect it to end at some point. You know what I mean? Like, the outcome, like, it will just be a set outcome and that's all it will, you know, like, so I know what you mean, though. So, let's look at the next few months, or specifically the next actions that the person's going to be taking towards you, or if any at all. How we can expect to shit. Okay, so look at that. You've got 3 aces here. That's pretty amazing. I mean, 3 aces. That's awesome. So, Ace of Wands talking about taking action and making decisions, making moves, right? Nothing should be limiting you. You should be able to communicate with people and connect with people fairly easily. And here, Ace of Cups, you've got opportunity for connections. So talking about this relationship, it's looks pretty good. It looks like it empowers you in a really big way, in many different ways, you know, as we can see. These aces are opportunities, remember? So you will have to take action. You will have to participate in your own life. And, you know, that's the best way to do it, is by being in charge of your own life, you know? So you will have to, you know, do things. You can't just expect these things to happen. So it's kind of cool because it does not seem to lessen or take from the person you actually are. So that's awesome. And there's a lot of opportunity. So it's kind of like, what are you going to do with it? That's up to you. Now let's see well, let me switch decks really quick. And okay. And the Sun. So Major Arcana, nice. See my vowels right there? Arcana. Arcana, not Arcana. So the Sun is talking about basically what I just said, kind of. You know, in a way it's the same. It's feeling very, like the situation you're in is right, you know? Like, it just feels right. It feels like the sun is shining on you and nothing can ruin your day. You know, nothing can really ruin the moment or the, you know, the feelings that you're having in the situation. So it's very, you should be very happy in the situation, obviously. And also with the Sun, you know, sometimes we're looking at something that's coming to light that was in the dark before, obviously. Whether that was on purpose, it was hidden, or it just was not being said directly or openly. But it's kind of like having a realization. So you may have some realizations about the situation as well, and maybe that realization has something to do with, oh, I'm very fucking happy in this situation. I don't want this to change, you know, so that could be what that is too. And, you know, there could be other things to do with that as well, but you'll be having realizations, you'll be seeing things clearly, you know. It's kind of different than the moon, and it's like the opposite of the moon, because obviously the sun, but because the moon is all about, like, things that are unclear and things that are not out in the open, things that just don't make sense, and we just don't know what to expect or think. You know, we don't know where we stand with people, we don't know where we stand with ourselves, or where we're going, or why, or what we're doing. So basically that's the opposite with the sun here. It should feel very clear, very alert, very alive, and very happy to be alive. Thank you, Lyanne. Yeah, I do see that. Okay, gotcha. Perfect. We'll go ahead and start with yours. Let me just finish this one off really quick. So, and here for the last card, Sakina, we can see that somebody is offering someone, again, a connection, you know, a cup here that's emotional, and it's got to do with intimacy, connection, and just offering something emotional, supportive. You know, getting to know somebody in a romantic relationship would have something to do with that. This person seems to be supportive of you emotionally, which is ideal. It's good, you know, yay. But it does seem that the person could be a little bit older than you, and if not, we're just talking about somebody who has that kind of, maybe we could say the dynamic is in that way. They want to, like, you know, I guess you could call it maybe guide, you know, because if you look at this card, they want to give to you, but almost as if they're going to, I don't want to say teach, that sounds weird. You know, just, they want to give to you as if, you know, maybe you've never received this, or you know, this would be like something that you don't really know much about, or they're just going to kind of show you or guide you or kind of like give you some kind of, I don't know, it's coming out weird how I'm saying it, but yeah, I mean, I'm just going to say it how I feel it. Basically guide you or show you the way, or, you know, basically like, they just, you know, almost protective too, but it's basically just somebody who's giving to you, you know. And they could be older, and if they're not older, then they feel more experienced than you, and like they just want to help you to, you know, understand things how they are, maybe things you don't really already know about. And I think protection has to do with that. So it really does seem like it's a great situation, Sakina. It does not seem like it is very negative, which is good. So, Lyanne, thank you. Yeah, I am feeling better. All of us in the house are feeling a lot better. Thank you for saying that. Thanks for asking. Well, not asking, but thank you for your concern. It's very nice of you. I did see your donation, so thank you. Do you have a specific question? Obviously, so whenever you're ready, just go ahead and post it, and I'm going to put the message up here so that people know what we're doing. Let's see. Of course, Sakina. No problem. So, yes. Aw, thank you. Okay, so let's see here. My past Leo and I are having conflict. Will he come back to talk things out? Okay. Girl, me too. Ooh, it is not fun being sick. It's horrible. It's like you can't do anything, really. It sucks. And since I was never tested for COVID myself, but, a few people in the house were, so I don't know for sure if it was COVID, but I'm telling you, it was different than other colds, and it's just exhausting. It makes you just drained. And kind of weird, like a few people, like my boyfriend and his mom and his sister, they were all like, just kind of feeling like they were like, they didn't know it was kind of like an out-of-body experience almost. Like, they just felt really weird, and it was kind of crazy. That was, like, probably the craziest part of that situation, but yes, I'm very glad that I have the energy back, so let's do this. Past Leo are having conflict. Yeah, they're an ex for a reason. No. Sometimes they get back together, but sometimes, But let's see what happens here. Let's see what's going on. So, come back as in reconciling. Let's see about this Leo person. What's their current energy towards you, and you know, what can we expect to happen next in the next, you know, actions they take towards you? Any actions they take towards you, next actions, and what is their energy towards you? Okay. All right. So, yeah. All right. Basically, first, has to do with, I mean, quite literally, it could be security, it could be money, and it could be possessions, you know, but with the Ten of Pentacles, it's kind of like all the way around. You are actually doing well. I mean, because the Ten of Pentacles is kind of like the best you can get. I mean, the Ten of Cups is nice because it's happiness, but the Ten of Pentacles is security, happiness, and, you know, pretty much everything you need is there, and it's secure, and it's dependable and reliable. So with this card, you know, I feel like it's kind of talking about either maybe he was, it had something to do between you about possessions, material items, since we're talking about pentacles here. This could have been maybe this feeling was here, and then obviously with this card here, it went to this. So kind of almost touching on the fact that there were good things about the situation. Like, you know, at one point it was kind of all together, like it seemed promising until this Three of Swords came out. So obviously this changed, right? And, you know, we could say that Page of Wands is talking here about maybe some regrets. You know, somebody took action a little too soon, little without thinking, kind of just impulsively, and now they have some regrets, and now they know that they kind of did something that they don't want to do again. And not necessarily saying with you all together, but just saying like they made a decision that was too soon without thinking, and, you know, they probably won't be doing that again. So his energy towards you, he could be feeling some regret. He could be feeling that, you know, at one point this had a lot of potential, but now, well, let's see about now. I don't trust him, so things went from good to bad quick. Well, yeah, that trust thing, it's important, huh? It kind of fucks shit up to just be, yeah, to not be able to trust a person. It's kind of like, you can't really just sit there and relax, you know? So there is, you know, loss here, heartbreak a little bit, we can see. It could have been possibly a third person. Not necessarily, not for sure, but, you know, it's definitely an option there with the Three Swords stabbing into that heart. Here we do have the Aquarius card, and if there's no Aquarius involved, that's fine. It could also be talking about possibility. So, I mean, there is possibility here for you guys to reconcile, for sure, and really it takes both, you know, on both sides, obviously, to put effort out and want that reconciliation. But with the Star here, it's kind of like that is definitely possible. It really just kind of depends on how much both of you want that. You know what I mean? Like, if you guys both want that, then obviously it'll happen quicker. Right now, you know, there's some conflict, so it may happen not as quick. I mean, you may have to do some things or wait a little while for him to cool down. Let's see what he is planning on doing next. So what I mean is with the Star, it's like there's definitely possibility and hope, basically, for that to happen, but it really is just depending on the two people involved, or whoever is involved, you know, and whenever they want to, you know, work towards that. But it's definitely something that's possible here. It's kind of like, look, keep your head up, you know, look on the bright side. Not saying necessarily that, you know, you should be gung-ho about, you know, a person you don't trust, but it is your life. So regarding your question, you know, no judgment. It's just, yeah, it's definitely possible here. You have potential possibility for this to happen. It's like hope, positive. We do have somebody. Oh, actually, yes, I did receive that. Thank you. I will get to your reading after this one. Also, if you do have a specific question, just know you're going to have to go back to the description and choose the next reading option to ask your specific question. But for what your donation is for is the second option, which is not with the question. So, I mean, if you do have a specific question, then go ahead and check that out. But if you don't, that's fine, and I'll just do your 5-card reading, general reading without a question, okay? I just want you to know, because some people don't realize that, and then they're like, oh, shoot. So, you know, while I'm doing this one, if you wanted to do that, you can go ahead and do that. So, I will get to that one right away, okay, after this one. Thank you. So, okay, Diane. The 8 of Cups here is about somebody who kind of needs to find emotional satisfaction because they don't have it. And, you know, this person has 8 cups filled to the brim. 8 cups. 8. That's a lot. I mean, it's, you know, you do have a lot. You have everything, probably pretty much that, you know, your basic needs in your life and, you know, all the way around. Like, you have what you kind of need, you know. You have a little bit of what you want, I'm sure, because it's 8 cups. It's a lot. But, you know, there is something missing with that cup right there missing. There is something you feel is missing. And you may not even know what it is, necessarily. You may know what it is, but you may not. I mean, it could just be a feeling that's lingering. And this person's going to go out into the mountains on their own and go and search for that thing. And the reason I'm saying into the mountains on their own is because, well, it looks that way. But what that means is, if you're single, that's fine. And that's probably the better way to do this, because when you need to feel satisfied and you're not feeling that in your life, if you add another person to the mix, it kind of gets confusing and it may get distracting. It may not actually happen. You may not find that satisfaction, because when it comes to this, it's not really about anyone else, it's about you. So just know that it's not selfish, but you may need to do some time on your own just to, like, figure this out, figure out what really speaks to you, what you really want in your life to feel truly satisfied. Because if you add another person to the mix, then you have to consider them, and things could get delayed or maybe not even ever happen at all for yourself, right? And then you'll never fill that, you know, empty space. So I would go ahead and, you know, just think about that. Of course you can do it without being single, but it's probably a good idea not to be in a relationship when you're trying to figure your happiness out, you know, and that's just what I suggest, but of course you can do whatever you want. So let's see. What are his next actions toward you? What are his next actions toward you? Any next actions toward you? Any... Ah! Oh my god! Have you guys seen that video online? Oh my god! It's hilarious. Probably have no idea what I'm talking about, but maybe I'll send you that link when we're done here, because it's worth it. It's funny. So what are his next actions towards you here? Actually, I'm going to switch decks really quick. What are his next actions towards you? Okay. Oops. Next actions towards you. It's an old deck. It's folding in on itself, but it's got character. So, next actions towards you. One more. Next actions towards you. Oh. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, so basically, I know you don't know what that means, but basically, we're looking here at somebody who cannot get over something. You know, they're holding on to something. They want to have new experiences, right? They have one foot, you know, going forward and having new experiences, ready to experience life, and, you know, all that they have, all that life has to offer, basically. They don't know yet, but they're excited. But this foot is stuck in the past, you know, firmly, too. Look at that sword. It's very personal, and it's, You know, nothing can really, they're guarding that with everything they have. They're kind of choosing to be in a miserable situation in their own mind. But it's not, it doesn't feel like a choice, you know, it feels like they can't control it. You know, it's very difficult. It's two different, complete opposite, you know, sides of the situation in their own mind that they're struggling with. And it's just hard to let go of certain things. So they want to move on, but they can't, is basically what it's saying here. And it's talking about love. You know, lovers, also this could be Gemini here, a Gemini. And then, you know, it also touches on there's a good and a bad to every situation. So they're going to have to make a decision here to get themselves out of the situation. So basically, they're dwelling a bit, and they've tried to move forward, and it's just difficult for them. So they're struggling to do that regarding love. And it could be a Gemini person. I don't know if that's you, or if there even is a Gemini person. There may not be. You know, the lovers also means, obviously, it's a love situation, so that they can't let go of. But they have tried, and they are trying, but they are struggling to do that. So I guess he is still going to be doing that as we move forward. Let's see if we can see anything else. We do have Justice, so I mean, with Justice, that's the Libra card. You said I think that's him and I both. Interesting, because the scales, you know, weighing out both sides. So it could be, yeah. Definitely. And it's basically touching on, you know, he's wanting things to be, like, fair, right? You know, he wants it to be balanced. He's looking for balance in his life. Because obviously this is not feeling good or balanced, you know, and the conflict with you may just be something that's hard to handle, you know, in his life. I mean, you did have a relationship at one point. So I would say, yeah, that probably is for both of you for sure. We're trying to balance this out. That's a good thing. Also, with Justice, it's talking about, you know, things being where they're supposed to be. So in a way, you know, you may not see much progress regarding things getting or having much change, you know, in a positive or negative way. We could see things are going to be here for a while, and this is where they're supposed to be. In a way, it's, you know, it's not really good or bad, it's just what it is, you know? So, of course, things could always change, you know, after this or before this, because we do have free will. But as of now, I feel like things are not going to progress much. I feel like this is what it's going to be for now, you know? It may be like that for some time, unless something, you know, significant changes or, you know, occurs, takes place, somebody does something wild or out of the ordinary, then, of course, things will change. But for now, it seems that things are going to be staying this way. So thank you so much for your donation, Lyanne, and have a great night. Hope you're doing well too. Thanks for asking about how I'm doing. Okay, Ashley, let me switch this message here at the top. Just give me a second. Okay, Lyanne. Till next time. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay, Ashley. Are you with us still? Are you here, Ashley? If you are, I'm going to get started on your reading. I'll wait a second to see if you're here so you can listen to it. And if not, I'll just go ahead and continue. And you can always watch it later. got a 5-card reading here, general. So, how's everybody doing? Haven't asked you guys that yet. How's everyone doing tonight? What time is it for you guys? What time is it? I know it's different for everyone. And for me, it's 12:05 a.m. Wow, I didn't realize it was that late. Time flies when we're on this thing. Okay, can I have a general reading? Yes, of course. So, hi, Ashley. Let's do this. What does Ashley need to know specifically? What does she need to be aware of, made aware of, or maybe focus her attention and energy on? What do you have for her to know? What do you want her to think about, realize, understand? What do you want to bring to her attention today? 5 cards for Ashley Pearson. 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 5 cards for Ashley Pearson, please. Cards for Ashley Pearson. 5 cards, 5 cards, 5 cards. Wow. Interesting, Ashley. So, right now, I think it's safe to say that you are feeling exhausted, if I can say that. I mean, you know, you're doing a lot of the work yourself in the situation, whatever that is, that you are in. You are taking on a lot. And, it's not like there's not other people there to help you. It's just that they're not really offering themselves readily to help you. And you could be the type of person too that, you know, it doesn't help with that very much. You know, you could be the type of person that is like, you know, I know how to do it better, or I just know how to do it right. Like, I got it. I'll take it. I'll handle it. You know, and so that kind of puts yourself in a situation where people will allow you to do all the work. I mean, even if it's their responsibility, they will allow you to if you do it. So you kind of have to make that choice to stop doing it. Another thing, it's not even just about you necessarily in the situation. It is about them too, because when you think about it, if it's not enough for you to just know that you're exhausted and you don't need to be, it's kind of difficult to be exhausted and do things in life. So if you can't do it just for yourself, then do it for them. Because it also is talking about basically you're depriving them of the lessons they need to learn. And, you know, because they have responsibilities. And you're taking it all on. So if it's not enough to just say, yeah, you know, I am exhausted. I'm going to stop doing everything for everybody because they can do it. You know, it is their responsibility anyway. Then do it because you're depriving them of their own lessons that they need to learn in life by doing everything for them. The Tower here is talking about basically, you know, this is going to stir some shit up. I mean, there's going to be some changes here, and everything looks like it's falling apart, and that's because that's exactly what's happening. Things in your life are probably going to seem like they're not working out the way you expected or the way you'd wanted or hoped or worked towards, you know, just things are not working out. And that's because when the Tower comes out, it's there basically as a friend to say, you know, you need to make some changes, dog. You need to do some things differently because the way you're doing things is not working for you. You're veering off from your path now. And I just want to put you back on that path. So I'm going to make things difficult so that you have to make changes, you know? So it's a friend. It's a friend. It's nothing. They're not trying to make you miserable, but it just depends on your relationship to change. And a lot of people are very uncomfortable with it. So, you know, but my advice with the Tower is make changes, you know, flow, like water, flow. Do not try to stick your hand in anything and control it or prevent it or push it. Like if it's not happening, it's not happening. And if something's trying to change in your life, don't resist it. You know, try to just let things happen as they happen naturally. Not that you can't plan and things like that, but just, you know, just be flexible with life and make some changes. You already know what changes they are too, by the way.
there could be some that you aren't aware of course, but most of the time we know the things that we kind of need to change. You know, things that we've needed to change for a long time. We know what those things are. So you know what these things are. And this is probably one of them, right? Taking on everything for everybody and feeling exhausted and feeling like you just have no one there to help you. And help yourself by letting people do what they, allowing people, right? Not controlling it, allowing people to have their responsibilities, and if they don't want to do them, that's on them. You don't need to take it over. You can just do you and do what you need to do. So basically here with the sun, that's awesome. Got some major arcana again with this reading. It's cool because the sun coming out after the tower is actually exactly what we want to see. We want to see the sun coming out after, the breakdown, because that means you're taking it pretty well. So I'm guessing, or, with this card here, it seems as though you really did make some changes, or you're going to. So good. And it should feel very good in that energy too. The sun, it's shining on you. You're in the light. Things are clear. Things are known. You realize what it is, or the problem or the solution, It's not unclear to you anymore, and you're having a lot of realizations at this time. So you're probably feeling like this all was a good thing that it happened. So that's good. Interestingly enough, though, we do see after that, we see, or maybe, simultaneously, there is a bit of a, how do I say, not necessarily reluctance, and also you need more information. You're unsure of how to move forward. You're unsure really of how to take action exactly next, because you need more information about the situation. So there could be some new situation that you're facing, and maybe you're unsure about, how to approach it. So let's see here. Nice. So the King of Wands, that's good, because the King of Wands, King of Fire, he's all about, and it doesn't mean you're a man, it just means basically he's going to take action. He's going to go towards what he wants, and he's probably going to get it too, and he expects to get it. Not through hard work necessarily, but just because of his determination to get it. So that's awesome, because that means that you will figure out how to approach whatever it is, and you'll take action, and you'll probably achieve whatever you're going after. I mean, you just have to have that determination. So here you got a little bit of a, well, you got the Tower, but it's going to work out for you pretty well. I mean, you're not going to die, but, some people don't take it very well. It doesn't seem the case for you. It seems like you should take it pretty well. Things are going to, they won't be too bad for you or too difficult, and that's probably because you'll make those changes, okay? So thank you, Ashley. Okay. Glimpses in Time. How are you? Aw, it's nice of you. Yeah, friends are good to have, They are. Friends are what make life fucking fun. And, I guess you could say life without friends is kind of just, who wants to just hang out with themselves? It's kind of like, ew, I'm good. I'm just hanging out with me, Let's get some other energy up in here. Let's get out of our own mind for a second. It's good, it's healthy for you. It's healthy for you to get out of your own head. It's just boring sometimes. Right? Or is it just me? I don't think it's just me. I think it's everybody. Look. I'm doing really well. I'm glad you're doing good. That's awesome. It's good to hear. Well, you said okay, but I mean, be happy to be alive, dog. I mean, seriously, you know what I realized the other day is a few weeks ago now, was that, if we really only live once in this life, if that's true, fuck, we are wasting so much fucking time with the things we do, aren't we? Holy shit, dude. I don't want to have regrets. I don't want to look back and be like, I wish I would have. Nah, fuck that. Live and be happy to be alive, dog. That's the only thing that you have. If you're alive, you should fucking be happy. And that's not necessarily always the case. We do have situations that happen that suck. But I mean, come on. You got to look at it that way and look at the positive, you know? You have to uplift yourself if no one else can help you to do that. It's like you can't just be down. You can't just be down. Because at one point it becomes a choice, you know? So you have to choose to look at, you know, just think about it. Like later on when you're 80, do you want to look back and be like, yeah, when I was so-and-so age, I just didn't really do much, you know? It's, fuck, I wish I would have done some stuff, you know? Like, you do not want to have that situation. I would imagine it would fucking not feel very good. So, I am happy to be alive. Alright, you guys. Okay, I'm not going to start whistling. That's a little... I used to be like that. Somebody's like, look at the positive. I'd be like, fuck you. But it really is a good idea. So what's up, you guys? Anyone have a specific question? Let's get some questions answered here. Oh crap, I think actually I might have a person to do. Oh crap, give me a second. Oh crap. Need to sign into my PayPal. I do see that you sent a donation, Keisha. Thank you. So I will do your 5 card right now. We'll get right on that. Okay, and then I think there was someone else actually, or I might have just done that one. No, yeah, I just did Ashley. Okay, perfect. Perfect, alright. So Keisha. Oh, you have a specific question. Okay, you donated 5, so you're gonna have to look, that would be a 5 card reading general. So for a specific question, hun, you're gonna have to go back to the description and look at the next option, and then donate that, okay? So I'll wait for you for a second, unless you want to do the 5 card. Then we can definitely do that for sure. But if you do have a specific question, though, that's what you're gonna need to do, and I will wait, so no worries. But let me know, we can do the 5 card, we can do both, shit. I'm here for a little bit. Let me know what you want to do. I'm gonna fix this message here. We can do it all. Right on, okay. So let's do this. Give me just 2 seconds to put your name up here. And we will get started. Keisha, babe. Okay. Yay! Okay, let's go. So you're wanting to know, how will the conversation with Aries go about my living situation? Okay. Let's use a different deck for this one. The Slinky deck. That's why I call it the Slinky deck. It's 100% plastic. It's supposed to not ever get ruined or be damaged, which is like awesome, but it's a little slippery, so let's see. Let's see what's going to happen here with the Slinky deck. I don't know how the conversation with this Aries person is going to go. about her living situation. How did the conversation go? You said, how will the conversation go? Oh, okay. No, yeah, I think I said that. Oh, there's no Aries is what you're saying. Is that what you're saying? Is there an Aries or no? Oh, he's an Aries, okay. So. How will the conversation with Aries go about my living situation? So, tell me the situation with this Aries person and her and Keisha. I want to know about her living situation and how the conversation is going to go. So, tell us what you need to know about this conversation with this Aries person. What are some things we need to know about this? What can you bring to her attention about this conversation? What should she be aware of? What should she prepare for or take note of? What does she need to know? You bring to her attention any important information. Help me to be the messenger and relay it to her in a way that makes sense and that she can understand and work with. All right. So Keisha, are you still with me? You still here? I'm gonna disregard that because I'm not doing that right now. You still with me, hon? Okay, so I'm gonna need you to pick a number. 1, 2, or 3. See what I mean by the slinky deck? Slippery slinky deck. 1, 2, or 3. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Okay? And don't second guess yourself. First one, okay. First one that came to your mind? Or did you think 3 and then you thought 2? Okay, I'll go with 2. Was it 3 first? Oh, okay, yes. Like that was the first one, right? Because I say that because everyone always picks 3. I swear to God. I don't even know why that is, but everybody always picks 3. It's funny. So, okay, 2. Okay. Somebody will be making a decision here. It's not about thinking anymore, you know? This is about taking action. So this person might already know what they're going to do, or maybe you already know what you're going to do. Basically, though, we're talking about action taking. This person has the world in their hands, and then they have the world around them as well. So they're pretty clear on what they're doing, and they're not second-guessing themselves. They've had enough time to contemplate and, you know, go through the details in their head of what they want to really do and what they don't want to do, and so they're going to be taking action now. Pretty definitive. And also it could have something to do with possibly a connection revolving romance. If not, we're talking here about them offering you something, you know, nice, supportive. A lot of times the Knight of Cups is romantic, but in this situation, if it isn't, it doesn't have to be. That's fine. It's just basically a positive. It's a good thing. And it's probably emotional. If not, it's supportive at the least. So this is positive. This is good. Also, try to be honest completely. If there's something that went down, you need to kind of like answer to it or about it and tell your side of the story or whatever the case is. Be honest, you know, be straightforward, I should say. Because the King of Swords here is not somebody you can bullshit. He's gonna see right through it, so don't even waste your time. You know, it's just a waste of time to do that, and it's probably just gonna piss him off, right? It's like, no, he will see right through it. So be straightforward. I'm not talking about like blunt and saying things that you don't need to even say, you know, just because you know that. No, I'm talking about just like be straightforward and don't be very emotional. Like you don't have to get personal about this. It's just about the facts. They just want to know the situation and how it went down. So just facts, you know, here, very clear and honest. And also there could be an air sign involved, or well, possibly you, if not somebody else. There could be an air sign person involved, which would be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And here it kind of looks like maybe you're not going to tell the truth. Because we have somebody who's closed off here after this. Closed off, not giving or taking any offers. Either that, or you're just kind of, you're distancing from people, not giving or taking any offers, I say, because this hand here offering you, this cup, just like, no, I'm not going to take, and really it's kind of just like stubborn, like too stubborn for your own good. It's just, nope, not going to take, and it's like, this would be fun, this would be a good idea for you, nope, not going to do it. It's just, you are having a mood, and it's just, you know, you're closing yourself off. So you're actually missing opportunities that are available. And so let's see what happened here. Ooh, whew, okay. Okay. So, yeah, something did go down here. And I don't know if it's that you're not going to be honest about it, or if maybe you are going to be honest about it. And this person, either you or this person, feels betrayed, or like things cannot go back to how they used to be now, because it's like a death has occurred, you know, like, and when a death occurs, you can't, there is nothing you can do to go back there. I mean, it doesn't matter, you just can't. It is not possible. So with the 10 swords in this person's back, they ain't going back to the person they used to be. It's not talking about death for you, but literally it's just talking about like a person who is changing and transforming, basically. And they can't go back to how the situation used to be. A lot of times it's talking about betrayal. Someone feeling fucked over. Like, unexpectedly, might I add, because the swords in his back, he didn't have time to defend himself. He trusted this person. Or it was a random person, but I doubt that. I mean, definitely could have been, but, you know, in this situation, obviously, you know this person, and whatever the betrayal is here, it was unexpected. So you may have trusted this person that did this, or maybe it's someone completely different. Maybe it's that air sign, whoever, you know, the betrayal was caused by, maybe you, or whoever it is. You know what I'm talking about. It's not good. I mean, so you said you're going to be honest, but I think he'll feel some type of way, so I mean, yeah, you may close yourself off after this. And so, that can go a few different ways, obviously. Let's see what else we can see here. I know it's a 5 card, but I just kind of want to see one more card for you. One or two more to just see kind of what we're looking at here next. With this being closed off energy. What do we need to know about this closed off energy? Give me 2 cards, please. Well. Alright, so I mean, basically, you got a situation where it is gonna be a new start for you, like closing yourself off, and also this transformation. It's going to be a new start for you, probably pretty exciting. It doesn't seem like you're too upset about it. It seems like it's like, yeah, like I'm gonna break free, get out of here, do something adventurous, something fun, and something new, most importantly. So take opportunities that are offered to you. You're not doing that, but but because of that, something, you know, you're going to be looking for an escape, I guess you could say, you know, something fun, something exciting, something new, something different. And that's good. You know, you want to have new experiences. You're going to go ahead and do that. And the thing about it, though, too, is you can be kind of careless and naive at this time. Like, you do see he's about to jump off a cliff and he doesn't even know. He doesn't care. You know, he doesn't worry about things. He doesn't worry about the past. He doesn't have doubts or fears, you know. He is just going for it, and he's excited about life. You know, this is the first card. See the 0 at the top? This is the first card of the tarot. 0. The Fool. You could be a bit naive and careless, so be careful during that time. And here too, it seems as though you're not living in your full potential or your full power, because you don't know what your power is. And that could be happening because, you know, maybe somebody is overpowering you, or maybe you're just a little insecure, a little unsure, you know. It doesn't seem like that, but I guess with those 2 cards together, what we could say is with the Fool, it's not even just, it is excitement for sure, but it's also just going for it carelessly, I guess you could say, you know, really. I mean, watch that, because carelessly is not good. It's not something, you could get yourself into some shit. So here, you don't even really know, like, you don't know what your contribution has. Like, she doesn't know that she's holding 2 swords. She thinks, for all she knows, it's 2 cucumbers. You know, she doesn't know that she has a lot of power in her hands right there, you know, because of her blindfold. So it's kind of like you don't know, you don't feel very empowered, you know, and that's that could even lead to more carelessness, just because you don't really know, you don't really care, and it's just blah. So be careful with that. You know, you're gonna have a new kind of experience here, and you know, a turn in your life. It's gonna lead to new experiences, and you may not exactly know what to do with that, but you will be excited about it. And it will be something new and something, something, I guess you could say, fun, different, a new experience. So it's fun, but just be careful, be cautious still, be smart, be practical. Don't be stupid. So this could change. Your living situation might change here. No problem, you're welcome. Thank you. Thank you, Keisha. Hey! Okay. Anyone have a specific question for me to answer? I want some specific questions here, guys. What do you guys want to know? What do you guys need to know? Let's look into this. Let's get detailed here. Hi! Gotta love the Slinky deck. Keeps me on my toes, you know? Keeps me focused. Whoever's here right now, if you haven't already, can you go ahead and like this video for me, please? I'd really appreciate that. It helps me out a lot. It helps people to see that, or helps YouTube, rather, to see that people are engaging with this video. They like it, and they're going to show it to other people. Okay. Is my living situation going to change? Okay. Is Glimpses in Time's living situation going to change? So, well, actually, okay, let's just see, I mean, are we looking at time frames? Like, we want to know by the end of the year, by the end of the month? I mean, we can just look at what's going to happen next. You know, what can we expect? Any opportunities coming towards us soon? Anything you want to bring to Glimpses in Time's attention about her living situation? Anything she needs to know? Any helpful information? Oh, look, Cancer. Glimpses in Time is a Cancer, you guys. That's why I say that, duh. Alright. If you didn't know. Did you know you're a Cancer? Glimpses in Time? No, okay. Did you know that? Alright, let's see. So, any changes to our living situation? What do we need to know? Got that closed off energy again. Closed off energy. Not giving or taking any offers. All right, so let's see. Any changes here in their living situation? What does she need to know? What does she need to know? Okay. Basically here, the World. It's a good card, but what we're here talking about is cycles, okay? Basically, let me explain this. With this card, it's the 4 fixed signs of the zodiac. We're talking about, sorry, not Sag, the star, Aquarius, Phoenix, even though it is Scorpio, the scorpion, but it's Phoenix rising from the ashes as well, Scorpio, Leo the lion, and Taurus the bull. So all 4 fixed signs of the zodiac and all 4 seasons of the year. So we're talking here about different periods of the year, right? So as time goes on, as the world kind of keeps spinning, keeps turning, as time just keeps going, we're seeing things coming back full circle and coming back around to the beginning where they were before last year, for example. You know, it's talking about basically things need to change in some way because you're seeing things happen, you know, the same things. You're going through cycles of, you know, and it's not really different than before. You're not seeing much change. So you need to do something different. You need to make a change here. You want to see a change in your life, you need to make one, you know? And not saying you haven't made any, but basically the essence of the card is saying things need to change because things are not, they're happening the same and you're not happy with it. So if you want to see that progress, you got to make some changes here, some probably pretty big changes. Here we do have, you know, there has obviously been some stuff that's gone down that, or maybe, you know, it's from the past and it's triggering and it's just, you know, whatever it is, it's, you know, the person needs to heal and they're going through it. They could be up at night kind of dealing with a lot of shit and a lot of emotions and a lot of, you know, pressure, stress, whatever it is, you know, maybe it's just, you know, about your living situation. And it's just keeping you up at night. And if not at night, it's just throughout the day. You know, basically it's just weighing heavily on you. And you could be kind of thinking that there's certain people against you in your situation. Or like people just don't hear you out. People don't get you. People are just not on your side. And that's not necessarily true. You know, with the 7 of Wands, it's usually not true. It's usually just us kind of thinking that. But, you know, because all these wands down here are his. He's throwing them down. He's on top of the mountain. So you're still on top of the mountain. You know, you're still standing your ground and you're still, you know, you're untouchable almost, but you're pushing people away by doing that, you know, and you don't need to do that. It's kind of just making you feel more alone. So you need to kind of lighten up a bit, I guess you could say. I mean, it's a little dramatic. Like this card is a little dramatic, you know. We tend to think that if someone disagrees with us, maybe we think they're not on our side or they're against us, and that's not the case. So there are people in this situation that maybe really aren't against you like that, and it just seems as though they are right now. So also invite other people into your life, or, you know, because opportunities could happen, you know, more with other people in your life. If you don't have other people in your life or other connections in your life, then it's hard to make changes. It's hard to see progress because you're not really allowing new things to come in or new opportunities to come in. So we do have some arguments, some tension here. Yeah, it seems like you're in a situation here. But the thing is here, I like that this is the first card because basically it's touching on the whole idea that if we want change, we got to make a change. We got to get out of certain situations we don't want to be in or around environments we don't want to be in. You know, we have to do that. We have to break this cycle, you know, and it could be uncomfortable, but it's necessary. So let's see, by the end of the year, or give me a time frame here. We see a lot of tension here with people. It's not just one person either. It seems to be more than one. Seems to be more than one person here. And really the arguments are not serious. It's not needed. Like, it's kind of just like ego, like just, it's kind of just petty arguments, just like bickering, you know, just like when you move in with a person and you just kind of, you realize like, oh shit, I hate this person because like, it's hard to live with people, you know, but not necessarily hate, you know, but it's like anything just pisses you, like, it's dumb arguments, really. And so that's the case there. It's not like serious betrayals or anything, but it's tense. It's a lot of tension you don't need. It's negative. So let's see, by this end of the year here, what do we see? Any changes here Or when do we see changes? Do we have a number here, any kind of information, a time frame? So remember when this card came out before, I said somebody's closed off a little bit, there's closed off energy. Yeah, that's kind of touching on this one, I would say, because pushing people away, closing off, it's going to be hard to have new opportunities or new connections, right? So it's kind of like, you got to open up. You can't be, in fear, or I'm not exactly sure why you're closing off, but, maybe it's not fear, but, you're not giving or taking any offers. So people, even if there were opportunities, you're not taking them. You don't see the worth in them, and, you're kind of missing out on certain things, I'm sure, because you just gotta, whenever I see that card, I just say to people, you should allow new experiences into your life. Like, if people, want to go and do something, like, go out with them, have fun, and, or if someone offers you a job, you're like, I don't really see the purpose in that. Like, that kind of seems like not something I want to do, or just boring, doesn't make enough, or whatever the case is that you don't want to do it for. It's not going to hurt you to just go for it and just see if you might like it, Sometimes we do things that we don't like, and then we end up being like so happy we did it, so or we just don't want to do it, and then we do it and we're like, oh my god, I'm so glad I did this, that was like really fun. I learned something new, or I have a new hobby, or that was like exciting. So yeah, have new experiences, allow new experiences. People want to offer you experiences and things, like there's things there, you're just not seeing them as very like you're not seeing them as worthy of your time, or you're not interested. You gotta get out there, do something new, and just do a bunch of different things. I mean, things you never done before, and enjoy life, most definitely. Most importantly. So yeah, you got a lot of closed off energy here. But I do think you do have opportunities there, and you're just not, either you're not seeing them or you're not going for them. But you don't even know, it could be something really cool that you just haven't tried. You think there's no worth in it, but there is. There's a lot there. You're just not taking it. And if you disagree with that, I'm saying, like, you may not see it because it seems as though things are trying to come in, but you're not allowing that for whatever reason. So let's see. A few more here. Tell us what you need to know overall. Do we have any advice or any kind of, maybe, where should she direct her energy for her highest good in, going towards making progress in regards to her desires and her wants, needs, hopes, wishes, and dreams? What can she personally do to improve her life at this time as we move forward? Love it. Take fucking action. Okay? Take fucking action. The Ace of Wands is about opportunity because it's an ace. And with the wands, we're talking about action, vitality, going for it, moving, doing it, taking action. This is not about thinking anymore. Not saying don't think and just jump like the fool there, but take action. You've thought enough for long enough. Do it. And you'll have opportunities to do it too. And that's what's cool, because it's not like you're just, there's nothing there. I mean, you'll have opportunities. The aces are opportunities, but with, like all opportunities, we can miss opportunities. So do not miss these opportunities, because they're going to come and they're going to go. You got to strike while the iron's hot. So anything else here? So what can she personally do? Take fucking action. And reunion of some sort? Gathering with somebody that maybe, that's funny. Gathering with somebody that maybe you haven't seen in a while. You're distant from now. Could be family, friends, romance, anything. Just getting back with someone, touching bases. And, it seems to be a pretty good time. Obviously. It's like, it could even be a celebration. This could be like a party, maybe a baby shower, or like a, somebody's moving into a certain place or something, and it's like a, I forget what you call that, but, yeah, I forget what you call that. But you know what I mean. It's just, it could be people gathering together in celebration for something. Maybe someone's graduating, or, you know, but it's a good energy. It usually indicates people coming together that haven't been together for some time. But there was distance, so good. So that's cool. So it's kind of saying, you know, what can you personally do? Take fucking action, and also maybe connect with someone you haven't spoken to. That could be anybody. I'm not exactly sure who that is. And anything else. Oh, manifestation. So it's kind of like you have all the tools you need here, okay? Yes, reunion, yes. That's the reunion card, the Four of Wands. So, I mean, I guess it could even be, I guess, a high school reunion. That's interesting. Maybe, yeah. But the basic essence of the card is coming back together, you know, with someone, or maybe even a few people that you haven't seen in a while. There's been distance. So with the Magician, you have all the tools you need. You know, he's got the cup here, the pentacle, the sword, and the wand. It's all the suits of the zodiac, or I'm sorry, the tarot. All the suits of the tarot. And so he's got everything he needs. He really doesn't need anything else. You don't need anything else to achieve what you need to achieve. It's just basically knowing that, and also, you know, making it happen. Like, it is up to you, obviously, to make these things happen. And there's a lot of potential here, though. You know, it's just kind of like you realizing that and going for it. Awesome. The Sun. We're talking here about feeling good. Feeling good where you're at. So if you can do this, if you can just see that you do have a lot to bring to the table, you know, and you can make shit happen, and it can be really a good situation for yourself. If you could see all the potential that you have, and that you really don't need anything else, like, work with what you already know, work with what you already have, and you have what you need. You know, you don't need to, like, go back to school. You don't need to, like, learn anything else about, like, I mean, do what you want to do, that's fine. But just, you know, you can make shit happen with what you have right here. You have a lot. And so, the Sun is saying basically you're having realizations, things are becoming clear, and things are not confusing anymore. Like, there's a lot of clarity here, and there's a lot of, you know, you just understand things, and it feels good. You know, it feels good in that energy. It just feels like this is right. I belong here, and, you know, the light's shining on you. It feels good. So that's good. So, but basically, the whole thing is, you know, if you keep being closed off, and you don't do new things, or like allow new opportunities, you don't see all this manifestation, like all the things that you really can do with what you have. You know, having more connections in your life, maybe connecting with a person or people that you haven't spoken to in a while. Healing, for sure. Taking fucking action. And, you know, breaking that cycle, okay? Then you can be in a really happy situation. The Sun is, that's, you know, it's a great card to get. You really feel good with the Sun there. Feels like this is right. You know what I mean? So that's awesome. Should I stay or should I move on? Does he love me? Nikita, that's going to be up to you to make that decision. But let's look at this. Hi, Chrysalis. There isn't a list at all. Like, when I get a donation or get a few, then that will be the list that I go off of, just to keep track of the people. But other than that, I'm just doing a couple free ones here. But no, there's no list or anything. Girl, you know where I'm at. I ain't lost. But I've been kind of wondering where you went. Not all those who wander are lost. I've always loved that saying. It's so fucking true. I love it. Like, I'm just curious. I'm just wandering, but I'm not lost. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm not worried. I'm enjoying the ride. I'm gonna see where it goes. And I'm smelling the flowers. Alright, so let's see about this person. I'm gonna get the energy of the person for you. Okay, well, shit. We got the Ace of Cups. There is a lot of love there, obviously. Maybe this is on your side, but what's his energy towards you? In the situation currently. Okay, we do have a nurturing energy too. Supportive, nurturing, loving, caring. Good. Oh, shoot. We got a few people involved in this situation. There could be more than one person involved. Because we do have a bunch of suit cards. But, the energy of these cards, we could be talking about water signs here. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Because here, both King and Queen of Cups. That usually means a relationship. So then we also have the King of Swords, which is air, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. So, and then we have Scorpio here as well with the Death card. So there's love, there's support, there's nurturing. It seems as though, you know, there's pretty straightforward honesty and things should be clear. Like, it shouldn't be like, well, obviously that's not true because look at, you're asking, does he love me? Should I say or should, you're obviously a little, like, things are not clear, you know, clearly. Clearly things are not clear. So maybe you have to be honest, or maybe he needs to be honest. His energy towards you, I mean, it seems as though he's straightforward, non-emotional, even though we have cups here. So it's supportive but not like you can't get through. Maybe it's very mental, like you'll communicate but it's not, you don't feel like it's, you know, you don't feel like it's, you don't know how he feels, you know, because he's not saying, you're not talking about that. You're talking about factual things, things that are happening, things that have gone down, the way things are, but just not how you feel. So it's kind of difficult to connect with a person that way, right? But there are some, I guess you could say, regrets. I mean, in a way, you know, there's something that happened from the past. The person's happy that they're where they're at now, or they've come a long way from where they used to be. This could be related or unrelated to you, why they're feeling like this, but basically, they've come a long way, and now they're standing here, and they're just thinking about all the events that have led up to right now. So they're going to be making a change soon, or maybe they're making the change now. This is pretty much a transformation. You know, with the Death card, it's kind of like it's a drastic change, or it's an ending completely. So let's see. In regards to her, how does he feel currently? In regards to her, how does he feel currently? There's disappointment. Okay, but another thing I could say about the Five of Cups is that he's looking at the negative. So, you know, these 3 cups that are knocked down could represent something that's already happened, you know, in the past that you can't go back to, can't change. So, and the cups are knocked over, and he's laser focused on that. He didn't even see these 2 cups that are still standing, these 2 opportunities left in his situation. He doesn't even see them. He's not focused on that. He doesn't even know it's there. So he's focused on the negative, basically, and things that have happened that he cannot change, things that, you know, water under the bridge here, can't go back, but he's just, that's all he thinks about. So there's disappointment, but there still is opportunity. Right now he's not seeing that, though, so he is being a negative Nancy right now. That's no fun. He could just turn his back. Because, you know, he can take these 2 cups once he does realize they're there. He could take them and he can do the same thing he's been doing and get the same result, right? And he doesn't, that's not good. We don't want that because that's a negative. And he's focused on that. So it's not going to help him very much, you know, in the situation. But he can take these 2 cups as well and he can go over this bridge. You see this castle here. It's uncharted territory. He's never experienced that or been there before, so he could really have a new experience there that could be fruitful. It could be really amazing, and it could be life-changing in a great way, but he doesn't even see it right now, so that will need to change. But for now, he's disappointed about things, and there's regret, and there's he doesn't like the way something ended up, and shit. Well, right after I say that, there is hope, actually. There's in Aquarius. This is the Aquarius card as well, and this is the Pisces card with the moon. So here, there is potential, I mean, there is possible, like, there's hope still in the situation, which is cool because those 2 cups are still there as well. So that's still a possibility as well. So the thing is, here you go with your confusion, right? The moon, it's all about lack of clarity. Remember, we're talking about the sun. The sun is clarity. The sun is, you know, alert, aware, and it feels good, and you understand what it is. You're having realizations. You see clearly. This moon is the opposite, and the moon is all about confusion, clouded thinking. You're just not, you don't know where you stand with the person. You don't know what you're doing. You're a bit lost, right? So there's hope here, but it's not. So, you know, there's possibility, but I guess it's probably trying to say that it's on you to figure out, you know, how you're, what you're going to do with that possibility, how you're going to make that work for you in him as well, what he's going to, you know, do to make that work, because we do have free will and it is our choice. I like to help you to understand that you are in charge of your own life and you can make these decisions and it really is on you. So basically there's possibility, but right now it just doesn't seem very clear of what that possibility is, and that's probably why you're pretty confused. You know, you just don't really know what to expect, but maybe you need to make a plan. Maybe you need to decide what you want to have happen or what you want in your life and then go for it. Because if you just wing it and just see what happens, you know, you're kind of putting the control into the world's hands instead of your own. So don't be confused. Just figure out what you want to do. You have possibility here for this situation to get better, right? There's hope. But you will have to decide what you want to do and then go for it. You know, you can't just wait around. You can't just sit here and be confused and just not know. And I mean, it's just not going to look good if you keep doing that. You'd have to make a decision to, you know, go towards something that you feel is best for yourself. What do you want to achieve? What do you want to do? What do you want? Can't always get what you want, but you know, don't live for someone else and what they're trying to do. Like, you have to have your own life and your own decisions as well. You know, make a plan. Ask yourself honestly, like, what do I want? Why am I unhappy? What do I want in my life right now? What do I want to achieve? What do I want to make happen? What do I want my life to look like? And go for that. And go for it. So, okay. What time is it? 12:56. It's 1 a.m. What time is it for you guys? I'm curious to know what time it is for you guys. Starseed. Yeah. In my description below this video, there is information for donations. And it's all very clear. There's a lot of new options I have. So go and check that out if you'd like. And, general reading. Okay, we can do that one too. Chryslin. September to December. Okay. September to December. Actually, I'm going to use a different deck. Oh. So for Chryslin, what is going to be the energies coming out for the next 3 months? The next 3 months. From now to the end of this year, 2021, what do we see happening? What does she need to know? What do you want to bring to her attention? What's the vibe here? Okay. So you're going to be working pretty hard at something. You're going to be trying to achieve something. There could be a new hobby, a new job, possibly like an apprenticeship. Maybe you're working under someone, or there's a, yeah, it's there. So, okay, YouTube is kind of weird now. YouTube, has this, you know, it kind of is on the, it's below, but it's not like you have to click an arrow. So below this video, it may even be that you have to click the title. That's where I'm seeing the arrow, but I'm on my phone. So just below this video, there's at the title, I think it should be Starseed. If you click the arrow, you click down, there's the information under the video, okay? Hopefully, that makes sense to to you, because I don't know how, I can't really show you myself. Well, I guess I could. Let me know if you need to, if you need help, okay? If you can't find it again. So, this could also be regarding a new hobby. Something that you're just very into, something that you're just very passionate about, and it's kind of like all you do. So you're going to be really busy and focused on something, but it should be fun. It's not even like work really, because you're very into it. So, and then here we have something about abandonment, possibly feeling rejected or feeling like left in the cold, or like you need some kind of help, you know, or support, or some kind of like some kind of, you know, it is Pentacles, so whether it be financial, it has something to do with security. So it could be a place to live, a job like you're talking about. But it looks like you're going to be able to take care of yourself pretty soon. Maybe it has something to do with this new hobby, or this new, you know, maybe job or something that you're involving yourself in, because the Nine of Pentacles I like to look at is, she's like the all-around woman, you know? It's like that masculine side, you know? She can take care of herself. She has her 9 Pentacles here. She can handle herself. She doesn't need anyone, you know? But she's not one of those people that can take care of herself and is like very selfish and stingy and closed off, you know? She's giving, you know, that's the feminine side. She's tending to this garden around her, and that's what she does with her time, you know? She's giving and trying to keep this garden alive, you know? She's not, so she's got both masculine and feminine side. That's why I say she's like the all-around woman, because it's like she's still a nurturing woman who can take care of herself, you know, and that's the masculine. So who's independent, you know, doesn't need anyone to take care of her. So it looks like you're going to be able to achieve, like you're saying, your job, you're saying, I'm jobless right now and I feel anxious, but if you don't have a new hobby that you've been trying, maybe that's what you need to do is go out there and try new things, or try something you've always wanted to try. Do something that you've always wanted to do, you know? But there's going to be something you're working very hard on right now. Like, very hard. But it's going to be fun, you know, because you enjoy it. Okay, so we do have non-commitment here. It's something that you're going to be very passionate about, and then you may get bored and want to do something else. It's usually talking about relationships here, like this is the player energy of the tarot, but with this, I feel like we're talking more about, you know, you're very into something, but you're not going to stick with it. You know, you may find something else that's more interesting. Like, you may move on and leave this behind. Maybe that's what we're talking about here as well, with the leaving this behind, you know? Like, you'll have what you need from this, and you'll move on to something else. One more here. Could also be touching on, you know, well, let's see what the next card says, because, you know, you're achieving security here. You have the ability to take care of yourself because of this, but then you don't stick with it, so let's see. Maybe you got what you need and you want to move on to something else, or maybe it's a bad decision. Who knows? Let's see. 2 Pentacles. So yeah, you're going to have some back and forth. You're weighing your options. So you have options. You have possibilities, things you want to do. You have to sacrifice one for the other, though. You know, you can't have both. You got to sacrifice. You have to choose. So you're weighing your options, because, you know, you're not too sure what you want to do, exactly which one's more important, because they're both pretty significant. So, yeah, okay, so it's going to kind of lead you to a situation where you feel a bit stuck, but just know, she has a blindfold on, she has her hands tied, and she looks pretty fucking stuck. But since it's the swords around her, the swords are mental energy. So it's in her mind, it's not real. She's not really stuck. She can walk away at any time. If you hadn't noticed, her legs, her ankles, they're not tied. And the swords are just sticking there in the ground, you know. They're not going to do anything. She could just walk away. But she doesn't know that, because she has blindfold on, her hands are tied. So she feels pretty fucking stuck, but she really just doesn't know that it's in her mind, and she's limiting herself with her own thoughts and anxieties and worries and fears, but she can walk away at any time. So whenever you get to that point where you just feel like there's no way out, just remind yourself that, oh wait, I can just walk away at any time. Anytime I want, I could just choose to walk away and out of this situation. I could just do that if I really wanted to. I'm not stuck. I'm not stuck. I'm not stuck. I'm not limited here. No one's holding me here. I can go. I can walk away. I can do this myself. So just remind yourself of that when that happens. Reassure yourself of that. And okay, so 5 of Swords. You may develop a kind of mindset that's like, you're going to win at all costs. Maybe you feel betrayed or left down the cold, or you feel like, okay, I'm going to walk away, but I'm going to walk away and I'm going to get away from my environment. So now you're kind of angry and bitter a bit about that. Like, it's like you're kind of taking this stance of like feeling like you've been done wrong. So now you're just going to get what you need. And it's, you know, it's not an energy that I'm encouraging. It's your life. You're going to do what you want to do. But if that does, you know, take place and you start to feel like you are done wrong in the world, and so you're not going to be fair with others, or you're not going to be fucked over again, you will not. Yeah, that's the ideal thing, but we cannot control that because, you know, it happens. Everyone wants, or people, you know, want to say like, I'll never be fucked over again. I won't let it happen again. The only way to ensure that and make sure and for sure know that is by not connecting with other people. And you really can't not connect with other people completely. You have to at some point. And some people are really good at what they do in manipulation, or, you know, trying to persuade or whatever it is, lying. So, you know, they can get you, and, you know, it's going to happen. You really can't control whether or not you get fucked over again. You can really try, but you cannot say for sure that that's never going to happen again, because it might, you know, it just happens sometimes. So this person is not going to let that happen. So basically they're going to probably be exploitative, or you know, they're going to think of themselves, be opportunistic. They're going to get what they want. They're not going to open up to people. They're not going to connect with people because they don't want to get fucked over again. Like, they're like, I'm going to get you before you get me type of attitude. And it's really an ugly energy. It's not cute. It's not, you don't want to be that. So if you do get to this point where you feel stuck and you feel like, fuck, I'm on my own, fuck it, then just remember that it's going to get it's not going to be helpful to you to be like that. You know, you're going to be alone if you choose to be that way, you know? Hi, Space Vibes. How are you? I'm good. Thanks for asking. And Starseed Glow, I don't know what you're asking about with the code thing. I don't know what you're talking about, but if you want to explain what you're talking about, then I'd be happy to assist, but I really don't know what you're talking about. So, hopefully you're not at a different, like, I don't know, hopefully you're not sending that to the wrong person or something, because I don't know what you mean. 4-digit code. Sorry, hun. But we'll figure it out. Alright, so the Empress here, yeah, and Cancer. But the Empress is talking about new opportunities. So you do have a lot of, it's kind of like the birth of something. You know, it could also touch on pregnancy. Be careful with that. Pregnancy, the birth of something, opportunities, like something fresh and new. So that's cool. I mean, the Empress is a really great card. There's a lot of potential here. So maybe you're not going to allow that to get to you too much, you know? You do have to take action, though. You can't just sit there and think, and you can't choose both paths. You know, you do have to choose one. You're probably going to come to a point in time where you have to make a decision. And maybe that has to do with, I don't want to feel stuck anymore, so I'm going to have to make a decision what I'm going to do. You know, when I'm weighing my options here, I'm going to have to choose one of those at some point, you know? And if you don't allow this energy, this could be someone else as well around you. If you don't allow that person to invade your space and upset you and you know, really bring you down personally, or if you don't allow yourself to get too into this energy and you can just kind of like get over your grudge, whatever it is, your bitterness, and not feel like the world's against you, and however you're going to go about that healing, then you can really have some new opportunities here. Some beautiful opportunities, a lot of potential. And again, we come back to kind of the beginning where you're working really hard. But you're taking on a lot in this one. You're taking on too much. You're taking out, thank you. you're taking out, I mean, you're taking on a lot, and you're taking the responsibility of other people too. I mean, it's like, I know how to do it already, I'll just take it. And it's just, but it's unnecessary. And those people need to do what they need to, what they're responsible for. You need to allow them to do that, even if it makes things a little harder, or you feel like shit's not going to get done. You have to allow people to be responsible for themselves. So, yeah, this is talking about taking on too much. So it's kind of like you come back full circle to the beginning, where you're working really hard, but this time you're just working too hard. I mean, it's not good for you. You're exhausted. People are not helping, because people will allow you to just keep doing things for them. You know, they're not going to like stop and, you know, they're going to go, okay, you want to do it? Fine. I'm cool with that. Like, and it's like, yeah, like, you have to let people be, you have to hold people responsible. You don't have to be the one to do that, but you don't have to take it away from them and make it easier for them and make it harder for yourself. You know, that's kind of ridiculous. So, I mean, even if it takes time, it's on them when they do it. I mean, they need to do it themselves and learn the lessons they're supposed to learn. And, you know, don't take that from them. Even if it makes things easier for a second, it's going to make it harder for you in the end. Because you're exhausted as fuck. Doing shit that is not even your responsibility. So, okay. Of course. You're welcome. Thanks for being here. And anyone who hasn't already, can you please like this video for me, please? And subscribe if you haven't yet. You know, join us next time when we go live. I'm going to be going live again soon. Tomorrow night, most likely. So be there or be square, biatch. Starseed. I looked into that. I don't see it yet. So, don't know why that is. I mean, maybe you should check again on your end, and then we'll go from there. As of right now, I do not see anything coming in. So, yeah, I don't know what that's about. That sucks. I've never experienced that with Venmo, but hey, stranger things have happened. No, okay. No, but what if you're not in whatever country you're in? If you're not in the U.S., maybe that's why that happened. I'm not sure. Sometimes weird shit can happen like that if it's not the U.S. So I don't know. Different countries have different like policies and stuff. So I'm not sure if that's why, but you may want to look in on your end first, or yeah, because I don't see shit on my end. So sorry about that. That sucks. But it's all good. I'm not really like, I'm just kind of randomly doing a few here and there, you know. I could do a quick one for you. I'm probably going to end this pretty soon. It is kind of late for me, so probably going to end here pretty soon. So, yeah, go ahead and throw me your question if you have one, or I can do a general for you. Thanks for subscribing. I'm glad that you guys are here. I like to see new faces, you know, that's good. It's good. Got a good little community going on here, so be part of it. Be part of this bitch. We have fun around here. Am I still on V's mind from time to time? We had a cute romance in the summer but fell out. He's still in my mind. Okay. V. Am I still on V's mind? Well, I guess the cards have something to say to you, don't they? Am I still on V's mind from time to time? Okay. First of all, let's see. So, in this situation, this is Virgo, this is the sun, so that could be Leo. In the tarot, though, Leo is the lion, strength card, but, the sun actually rules Leo in astrology, so it could be Leo as well. And if it's not a Virgo, we're talking here about, or there's no Virgo involved, we're talking here about, you need to have some kind of like, well, actually, you're asking about him. You're asking about if he thinks of you from time to time. So, touching on that, it could be talking about his, what he thinks about. Because the Hermit's all about going in and really getting right with yourself. Really just kind of being real with yourself and, like a self-reflection type moment, or just thinking about things and getting real and making a plan, like getting right with yourself. So, like redirecting and focusing, like, how am I going to go about this, and then go about it, So it's alone time. So in his alone time, the sun, there's attention, there's a lot of energy there. you could say that there is, of course, probably, with the sun. Yeah, I'm sure there's from time to time, but the thing about this situation is there's shadiness. I mean, and, it might even be that he's not the person he says he is, or maybe that's what he thinks of you. That's possible as well. I mean, because here, but really it's talking about something that isn't clear, something that is, you could see he's putting on a mask, but it's basically, you're seeing things in a way that they aren't, like it's kind of a illusion, you could say, and things are not what they seem, basically. And then the Seven of Swords is talking about somebody who's sneaking or stealing or possibly just, going. This card's talking about, in the night, these knights are sleeping because they're in combat during the day, right? He's stealing their swords while they sleep, and he's sneaking away, so it's like, it's a person who's like sneaking, and being kind of shady, and things are not what they seem in this situation. So it seems like you're not seeing it clearly, possibly, or maybe, he's not. That's possible too. V, he or she, I don't know, but V. And it's also possible that they're thinking this of you, or that they're not seeing you clearly, Whether that be they're blaming you and looking at you negatively and putting things on you that, are on them or both of you, or it's, they're seeing you in a way that's like not realistic, but it's a good thing. I mean, the sun being here, it seems like it would be positive. It could also be saying that they are having a realization that that's how they feel about you. You could be having that realization about them. But since we're talking about how or what they think, then that's what I would say it's likely to be. So when they have this self-reflection, they're thinking this was kind of not what it seemed. They're realizing they're seeing it for what it is, which is not what it had seemed to be, and there was probably lies, and there was secrets, or there's some kind of sneaking, some kind of like not being direct or telling the truth, or kind of like trying to make it seem a certain way that it wasn't. And then here, the Tower, things pretty much fell out, things kind of fell apart. And that could be in regards to your personal life, and also just, the connection between you, or both. But things changed. Things really broke down here. And so it's interesting because how he feels now with the sun out, obviously he made some changes, and he's having some realizations now. So obviously the Tower was something that, it wasn't too difficult because he was able to make certain changes in his life. So I would say he thinks about it, but he kind of thinks that it was a moment that was not exactly what he thought it was before, or like when it was happening, And he's seeing it clearly now. And I'm not saying that you were being shady necessarily. You would know better than I do, what you actually were doing and what you were about in that situation, but that's what he's seeing it as. So, not judging, not, calling you out, just saying that that's what we're getting for him. So, yeah, no problem, for sure. Yes, I am, Kay. And, Deepanshi, Let me know if I'm saying that right or wrong, but Dipanshi, dreams usually are not, they usually don't mean what we see happen in the dream. Like, you are floating down the river and you see, like, dead bodies around you. It's not really saying that's gonna happen. It's saying, like, a part of you feel like is dying off, or you're, you know, disconnected from yourself, or something to that effect. So with your dream, you know, it's most likely talking something about yourself and how you're feeling about yourself and your life. So, you know, like, the meaning of dreams are usually about ourselves, you know, and it can come out in very strange and elaborate, disturbing at times ways, but usually it's not really about what the dream was about. Hi, Allie's Creations. Do you have your own YouTube channel where you make creations? Is that what that means? Interesting. So, this person seems a bit, Dipanshi, this person seems a bit, like, if not shy and reserved, just soft-spoken, like, just, you know, not very, they're not gonna, they don't talk much, you could say. But it seems that they feel good with you in their life. This is also the Sagittarius card, this is the Pisces card, and this is the Virgo card. So if those signs are in the situation, then apply it, but if not, then don't apply it. But there are other meanings to these cards. Just letting you know that that's what, you know, they also mean, or represent. So, but with Temperance card, we're talking about this feels good. This feels like harmony, you know, and peace. And, you know, things are very positive. Like, they feel good with you in their life. You can't see that really in a negative way, you know? But the moon shows that, you know, or indicates to me that there is, like, a hot and cold, I guess. Like, this feeling kind of comes and goes, or it's like, it's not very clear maybe why. Like, maybe he doesn't associate it with you, but just, it feels good, but he doesn't really know what it is, you know? It's something that's kind of, like, confusing. It's just not very, it's not reliable. It's not, like, it's not something that's consistent. It's just, like, it's clouded, so it's not, like, he feels this way, and then he doesn't, and then he doesn't know what he wants to do, and then he, you know, is very, like, it's just, it's all over the place. So he doesn't really have a plan or a set, like, he's kind of confused as to why he even feels that way, you know? So, I mean, it's kind of like, it's almost there, you know, for him to associate it with you, but it's hot and cold. Like, he doesn't really know what he feels, I guess you could say, you know, from time, it can go back and forth. It's hot and cold. It's, you know, and with the Hermit here, we're talking about, like, him having a lot of deep self-reflection and thought. So, he's doesn't really know what he wants to do about it, but he feels good when you're around, is what I'm getting from that. So, but, like I said, you know, he doesn't seem to talk much. So, he may not be verbalizing, or it makes sense the moon being here, because that usually means, like, it's the energy of you don't really know where you stand in a person's life, or, like, how they feel. So I guess that's why you're asking that. But so yeah, it's good though, you know, for the most part. It's just, if you could just be consistent, that'd be nice. Okay, K. Okay, I did get that. Thank you. So, can you just go ahead and post your 2 questions for me, and I'll get started on that, okay? And we will get started on that. Okay, so, yeah, just go ahead and post your 2 questions for me, please, and I will get started on that.
Thank you.
Okay. So. Okay. You said. You're cute. You said, okay, my first question. So, long story short, my boyfriend of 5 years. We've had a few on and off periods, and the last few months was, I thought, the last. I met someone who I was casually seeing. We both kind of got feelings, and I'm not really sure where that would have went because my ex came back. But I still feel some type of way, so I was wondering as well if the other person I met is a twin flame, because we are literally the same person. He's like a male version of me, and I don't understand why I feel some type of way with him. I don't catch feelings this easily, and I do understand, like, did I make the wrong choice? Okay. Okay, Starseed. Yeah, I do see Maisha. Is that... Okay, I see your... Is that you? Okay, so I won't say your question out loud if you don't want me to. Or if you don't mind, whatever, but I mean, I see the question in PayPal, so I will get to that right after this one, okay? Thank you. Okay, perfect, so that is you, okay. Oh, you said I don't understand. Okay, got you, Kay. Okay, so I don't understand why I feel some type of way with him, okay. And I don't understand, like, did I make a choice? Okay, got it. So, let's see. The thing about your question is you do have, a few questions here that are kind of, you do, it's your life. So basically, like, okay, so when you say, did I make the wrong choice? I won't get it. I know what you're asking. Okay, I won't get literal here. I know what you mean. Because, never mind. I know what you mean. I could get literal, but that would just... I know what you're trying to ask. So, alright, so tell me about... We want to know if he's a twin flame. We want to know what the connection, the purpose of the connection is. If we can get that information. Oh, Lord. Okay, I'm gonna keep this one. I'm not gonna take these just because I am a sloppy shuffler, so don't worry about not getting the message. I drop cards all the time, so I don't necessarily always add those cards to the reading. Sometimes I will, like that one, but yeah, it's not really a thing, like, it's not a thing. It's just, I'm a sloppy shuffler, so. But if the message is supposed to come out, it will, so don't worry about, like, missing that message, okay? Yeah, I get you. Like, I just had to kind of explain a few things first because it wouldn't make sense. Like, I need you to understand the situation. I got you. Totally got you. So, we do see the Ten of Cups. I mean, I want to know, though, if this is, like, talking about now or if it's talking about then. Oh, okay. Got it. So basically, yeah, we're talking about, obviously, this is a very happy situation for you. I mean, Ten of Cups is pretty fucking good. We're talking about, like, almost the best you can, like, get, the happiest you can get in that situation, but then we have heartbreak. So, I mean, this could actually touch on the current relationship you're in, when you guys broke up, but I mean, I feel like it's talking about the one you were talking about, the other one, the casual one, because the Ten of Cups is, like, kind of how you're explaining it, it seems, is that's the energy for that, So, what you didn't say is that there was heartbreak. So, I mean, the thing about the Three of Swords is, there could be a third party. So that would be him, obviously, the other person. Because Three Swords in this heart here, it's like there could be a third party. And then also we're talking about loss, if not heartbreak, we're talking about loss. So, makes sense. Moving on. Let's move forward here. It's kind of just telling me what you've already told me, but let's see. So tell me the energy. Sometimes I like to do it like, I'll look at the energy with both, like the situation. So, I mean, I guess you already kind of know how you feel, but it's like, what
is it? What is it? What's there for you with that, connection? Like, what is the purpose, Let's see with this casual person. So, what do we need to know about this casual relationship? What's the purpose of it? What does she need to know? She wants to know if she made the wrong decision, if she should go back to it. What does she need to know about this connection specifically? Anything we need to know? Give her the information she needs to feel clarity here, to feel like she knows what to do and how to make her next move and what she needs to do. Okay. We could be talking about a person with money, or a person who's superficial, or a person who cares about possessions, material items. The King of Pentacles is definitely a person who cares about material items. He could be materialistic, not superficial, but materialistic, I meant to say. Or he could have a lot of money. I mean, he could have a good job and a lot of money, and a lot of stuff, like a lot of possessions, a lot of things, nice things. But the thing is, he cares about that a lot. So it's, sometimes, being materialistic isn't really like a good thing, but it's just a character trait in this situation. Like, it's just saying that about the person. Not necessarily materialistic. I mean, it could be, but basically it's just saying the person either has money, or that's what their focus is: money, possessions, stuff. So let's see why that's coming out here. It even could be saying, since we're touching on this third party, it could even be saying, okay, that flew out, so I'm going to keep it. It could be saying, too, that maybe that's one of the issues here, is that in that situation, maybe because he had money, or because he had stuff, or maybe nice things, or whatever it was, like he just had, like, money was not like an issue, possibly. Maybe that's part of the whole energy of this. Like, that's what you need to know about this, is that, like, okay, you had happiness, then this, thing kind of broke off, and there was loss. But this maybe could have been a secure thing. That's possible. You know how you feel about it, like what it was, so whether or not that applies. You know your life better than I do. Just throwing it out there, like that's what it can mean as well. You said I was heartbroken about my ex, and then I started to get over him, and I still miss the other one. Like, it's crazy because I never thought anyone could take my ex's place. And then, which one? Because I think my boyfriend now does, but the other one could also as well. I'm pretty sure he makes good money. Okay, so this, I kind of was gonna touch on the casual one, the second one, not your current, but the one you're kind of asking about. So, but I mean, if it applies, it applies. Like, what am I gonna do, But because it's, so you were saying that no one could take his place, so that could have been him before, and then the breakdown happened, right? Is what you're saying, basically, with your ex, or I mean with the current person you're with. At one point, that's how it was. You never thought anyone could take that place. So yeah, I mean, it could apply to him too. But with this, we're talking about taking action. Like, someone's not thinking anymore. They're not thinking about it. Like, they're doing it. They're going to do it. They're going to take action. This could be you taking action, but it has something to do with the money situation, or the stuff, the belongings, judgment. So how do you feel about this? Like, how do you feel about the fact that he has money? Does that make you feel more secure? Is that one of the reasons that you're involved in the situation still? Maybe that's something it's trying to get you to understand, is that part of this is about the possession, the money, and the security. Part of this does have to do with the fact that this character is in the situation. It is him, and if that is part of the reason, you have to make that judgment. Like, is that part of it? What if that all went away? Like, is that what it is? You said, no, I make really good money, so I'm not worried about materialism or money. Okay. So is that an issue then? Is that an issue to where that gets in the way of the intimacy, or that gets in the way of your connection? Like, the fact that he could be materialistic. Does that take from the connection? You have to judge. There's something about it that you're going to be taking action on. And here, with the Ace of Pentacles, I mean, it is security. And there's opportunity for security. It is a difficult decision, because you do have a lot in this situation. And so you have to judge, and you do have to take action too. What does she need to take action toward? What is the decision? So you have to make a decision. Well, obviously, it's between the two guys, right? Yeah, that's obvious. So it is a secure thing, though, the person you're currently with. And maybe, well, we'll see about the other connection right now, but you have to also think about that. Like, would this ruin that? Like, this is very secure. This is a good thing. This is what you want. Like, this is, like, you can depend on that. You can rely on that. Like, it's a secure thing with that person, but, and that's something that you would have to be letting go of, right? With the other person, you know? Like, being with the other person. You'd have to, like, let go of this connection you've been with for so long. So that's something you have to consider as well, and that's probably what makes it so fucking difficult, right? To make that decision, because with this other person, you don't even know what it could be. You know, it feels good, but you really don't have history with them, so you're kind of like, this is a big risk. You know, this would be a big loss. You know, this would be a huge loss. And the happiness that you felt here, I mean, there's nothing really wrong here, right? Like, of course, nothing's perfect, and you have ups and downs, and you guys had your breaks and your comebacks, and so, yeah, it's a confusing situation, obviously. I get that. But yeah, it's, you know, you have to think about all these things. You have to think about the security that you have in it and how that feels secure, obviously, and the happiness, and, you know, you have to think about the loss that you would be experiencing. So let's look at the other connection. Okay. Kind of interesting. He's brought up a few times if I stay with my boyfriend or because of money, and it seems like he makes good money, but I only assume because of where he lives and how he lives. Right. Okay. So you're definitely, well, obviously, you're gonna have to make a decision here, but let's see about this other person. This new person, like, what does she need to know about that connection? And whether or not it would be a good idea to go for it. Like, what would that connect, you know, I want to look at what would that connection look like if you were to go for it? What would be the energy of that connection if you were to go for it? Okay. I know it's a 10 card reading. I'm just going to do a couple more for that. And then we'll go to your second question, okay? Okay, so this other person, it would seem like there is kind of a self-interest thing. You know, there's a self-interest instead of, like, it's like, be careful what you wish for, you know? Because you just might fucking get it. And sometimes it comes with some, you know, things we don't really want, but you'd be getting the whole thing if this wish is granted, because it's the genie here. The wish is granted, but it's not everything. It's, you know, there are negatives, there are cons to the situation. So it's like, I mean, you have to watch the greed, you know, you can't have everything you want. It's not going to be everything you want. It's not going to be perfect. So, you know, he's got 9 cups filled to the brim here. So he has a lot, and he's taking all of it, and he'll take more. You know, he's not sharing in this card. I'm not talking about the guy specifically. I'm just saying, like, the energy of greed and of wanting something and wanting it all, you know, it's not going to happen that way. You know, be careful what you wish for, because you just might actually get it, and it might be something you don't want to deal with, really, because you're going to get the good and the bad with it. So you got to really consider that, you know, and consider if you had it, is that really what you want, you know? So there is a direction it's going toward. It's not like up in the air. There is a way that this is going, and you might find that this person seems to not really jive with you too well. Look at this. You feel like he's against you, or it could simply be saying you guys clash. You guys have, you guys just, there's things you don't click on or agree with, and it kind of, you start to, it's kind of like miscommunication, or just you feel like the person's against you. And in this card, they're not. I mean, usually with this card, we think that someone's against us, but really, we're just being dramatic and thinking that, you're not trying to be dramatic. But that's, I don't think that it's that he's against you, but we can say that there's clash, or there's something that you guys aren't jiving on. So like I said, be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. You might realize, okay, bouts, little moments with this person are great, but all the time, it's not working. It's just, we're not reading each other right, and we feel like not, it's not clicking anymore. All of it, having all of it is like too much. It's not working, So that's what I have for that. But if you have, if you want to put your second question, let's go for that. I don't want to get too far off topic here. You do have another question, and I'll still do 5 for that one as well, since it's 10. And I did that kind of on my own right there, so no worries. We'll still look at that. Okay, so I didn't see your question until right now. I'm sorry, Kay. You said, how does he feel about me? So are you talking about this other, the other connection, right? The other, the not the one you're with now. Hi, Farah, or Farah. Let me know. My vowels are kind of screwed, so I apologize. Yes, donations are still open. So, okay, so yes, so it's about that other person. How does he feel about me? How does he feel about Kay? How does this person feel about Kay currently? Well, would you look at that? The High Priestess says you already know. And what I mean by that is the High Priestess is a card that talks about somebody who intuitively knows things. Like, whatever your intuition is telling you, go with it. I mean, you're probably spot on. So you're having these intuitive feelings, like you feel like you kind of know. It's probably what it is. Because the High Priestess knows things without being told directly. But we'll look further as well. Just touching on that first card, you probably already know. Whatever you feel like it is, like, you know, we think, we have doubts in them, but whatever you really deep down, like, feel like you're being, like, whatever you feel it really is, like, you know, most likely that's the case. You said, oh, yeah, I'm a Virgo, Sun, Pisces Moon, Scorpio Rising, Cancer Venus, Cancer Mars, Saturn in Aries, Jupiter in Capricorn, Neptune in Capricorn, Uranus in Aquarius, Pluto in Sag. Oh, you're a Virgo, nice. You said I knew it. That's funny, how cool. Okay. I just put all the placements because sometimes I'm curious about people's placements too, so I'm just putting them all out there for you because, you know, there's more to the story than just being a Virgo, right? That is for sure. You know, you got your moon sign and everything else. So anyway, Mercury in Libra. Alright, so you already kind of know what it is. What else do we need to know about this? How does he feel about her? How does he feel about her currently? Okay, so, damn, alright. The Knight of Wands is, you know, kind of my player card of the tarot. It actually could be talking about he feels that way about you. Like, he feels like you're non-committal, or he feels like you're, like, you know, because it was very passionate between you, right? Very intense. But then it, you know, it ended, right? Or you kind of moved on to the next. Even though you're feeling the way you're feeling, he's seeing it as, you know, it's possible he's seeing it as you are not someone who's going to stick around. But it's very passionate when you guys are together, and it could also be maybe that's how he is. So, but you just happened to do it first. I mean, we'll look further into this, but getting a non-committal energy here. You said, yes, he kind of was, like, making comments about how I was playing the field jokingly. Right, so that's, yeah. Interesting. Okay, again, King of Pentacles. It's obviously a very important card for both of these men, but, you know, would they happen to be Earth signs? Because if they are, then that would make more sense too, you know? But, because Pentacles are Earth, but you said I'm Taurus Moon, Cancer Ascending, can't remember the rest. If you, Snapchat has all that, if you know your time of birth. God, I love birth charts. Okay. Not the case, but, like, yeah. Yeah, no, I feel you. So, he's a Libra. Okay, so for some reason, King of Pentacles is coming out again, and that could be talking about the money situation again, the materialistic kind of, maybe that's his attitude as well, or he just has a lot of nice stuff and a lot of money. But with the Knight of Pentacles beside it, we're talking here about him wanting to like offer something to you or give something, or maybe this is what he can provide, or like even not saying that you're helpless. I mean, maybe you can both start a business, or this is kind of like not the beginning stages, but the middle stages, right? So because if it was Page, it'd be the beginning stages of a project. Maybe there's some kind of a project that you guys would be working on, or a business idea. But with the Knight, it's kind of a little further than that. So I feel like even more so, this is important in the situation because he's wanting to provide something or offer something. Or make things easier for you, or kind of like take care of you possibly, but in a practical way. It's not just like, you know, it's not just like, oh, you know, with feelings. It's like actually with tangible, you know, something he can actually provide that you can see, touch, you know, feel. It's like, you know, it's there because it's actually a thing. You know, it's not just how he says he feels or something. So it's kind of like he wants something serious, you could say. Something more committed, more, you know, more like a serious thing that's practical. Like, it's not just a game, you know, to him. Libra. Libra and Virgo. How the hell does that work? Libras are pretty easy to get along with, but I don't know. The guy Libras I know, Jesus, they say they're about peace and harmony. The guy Libras I know, they are like the most argumentative people that I know. And I don't know why that is, if it's the Libra or if it's a different placement, but damn, I'm like, peace and harmony, fairness, equality, like what the hell? I guess the men didn't get the memo. I'm generalizing, but that's my experience with guy Libras. So it's interesting that he's Libra. That's funny. I just can't even imagine. Not judging, I just think it's funny. I just think it's funny. So you said my boyfriend's a Gemini. Oh my god, that's even, okay, that's worse. I could never see myself as a Gemini. But that's just me, for sure. I'm just saying, how do you do it? You guys probably have some good conversations, like some guys have probably like learned things together, there's curiosity, you know, but damn. Yeah, my brother and sister are both Gemini. It's like they get tired of me real quick. We are just not the same. Oh my god, he is so calm. You're Virgo, so you get the anxiety sometimes we get. Sometimes we get he brings me down. It's so like not stressful with him. Oh, that's awesome. My boyfriend's moon sign is Pisces. Well, that could have something to do with it a little. Maybe. That's funny. Interesting, Gemini Pisces. That's crazy. Well, not crazy, but it's interesting. So, okay. I know we're getting off topic. That's my bad. So, yeah. Wants to provide something here. You already know how he feels. Maybe he thinks you're a little non-committal, or, you know, it's like, it's passionate as fuck. Then it's like, where'd you go, you know? Then the money thing. Cares about money, cares about stuff, has stuff to provide, and wants to provide that. So let's see what else we need to know. How does he feel? So he does want it. Okay. You're gonna like this. 10 of Cups. So isn't that weird how it's kind of similar to the first reading? The first guy, you know? 10 of Cups was the first one he had with him. So, yeah. I just gotta say that sucks, because you really are in a situation here. And yeah, it's difficult to choose, you know? You know, I'm sorry about that. That's tough. You know, to choose what is best for you. So, I don't mean to laugh, but it's really up to you. I mean, the information that we've seen here, hopefully that was helpful to you, but yeah, it seems like you kind of got a decision to make, and it's, you know, but at the end of the day, I mean, I think the reason it came out this way is because it really is up to you, and no one can make that decision for you. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you see what it is with both. You know what you have to, what you're going towards, and it's, you gotta choose. You gotta choose. You gotta choose. You know, it's fucking. You're in a situation, hun. And I'm sorry I don't have the answer for you who you should choose, but hopefully this information was helpful in some way. I hope that you got some kind of clarity or maybe a little idea of what you're gonna want to do here. And I wish you the best. I know you're in a tough spot. You'll be alright though, either way, with or without them. Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Thank you. No problem. And whoever's here right now, can you please go ahead and like this video for me? I'd really appreciate that if you could just click that like button. It's right under the video. I'd really appreciate that. And subscribe if you haven't already as well. So, alright. Now we have another one. Let's see, Maisha first. Yep, Maisha. And then we'll go with Farah. So let me change this message here really quick. Okay. So, I see a couple of your comments. No, this is actually donation readings. And, first of all, sorry, Farah. Actually, Starseed was first, so we'll go with her, and then we'll go with your question, okay? So, Starseed. In a current relationship with Russell, will I leave him? Will I leave him? Current feelings of my twin flame, Corey. Will I accept his future offer or stay with Russell? Okay, a few things about this question. First, so you have two questions, right? So, first things first. You want to know, will you leave him? Is that the first question? And second, will I accept his future offer or stay with Russell? So, I gotta rephrase the question, just because the way that tarot works is, you know, you do have control over your life. You're the only one who has control over your actions. So to say, what will I do? Will I accept? Will I not? You know, we can ask the situation what it, you know, would look like. Because first of all, we don't know. I mean, he hasn't offered yet, right? Future offer. So, I mean, he could die tomorrow. So just saying, like, we don't know for sure if that offer is ever going to come necessarily right now, right? Even if we know with all our heart and we know for sure he intends to. So what we have to look at is the energy and the situation around, you know, this situation. And then we can come to that conclusion, and maybe you can make a decision on what you would do, right? So I just, you know, being realistic, you know, I'm not going to like bullshit you. I'm a tarot reader, but it's, you know, I don't know what you're going to do. But we can look at the situation. You know, I just want you to have clarity, and so that maybe you can know better what you're gonna actually do, you know, because you're the one doing that, you know, making that decision. So if that makes sense, hopefully it does, you know. So all right, so your first question, you want to know if you're going to leave or stay with Russell, what that's going to look like, correct? Just want to, you know, make sure that the question is, that I have the question correct. Okay. Actually, Starseed might not be with us right now, you guys, so we might go with Farah first. I'll just give it a couple minutes, or a minute or so, and then we'll see, yeah, see, okay, so, just sit here for about a minute with us, Farah, and because I might just do your reading right now, because I don't know if, I don't know if she's here with us yet, or right now. She may have stepped away for a second, too, so just give it about a minute, and we'll go with you first, if she doesn't show up. Starseed, are you with us still? Let us know when you come back, when you're present. Let's just go with Farah. So your question is, what is Hamud's intentions toward me? Okay, so his next actions, or is this a current thing where you want to know what he's with you, or you know what his purpose in your life is, like what he's trying to get out of it, or where he's trying to go, or is this something where you want to know if he's gonna, you know, take action towards you, or you want to know what his next actions will be, if any? No, I mean, I'm asking, like, are you trying to ask specifically, like, is this something where you want to know if he's going to be making, like, actions towards you, if he's going to be back in your life, if he wants to be back in your life? Or are you asking because he's in your life now, you want to know what his intentions are? Like, what exactly, like, you know, I'm trying to figure out exactly what you're trying to figure out here. Like, you want to know if he intends to be in your life, or if he's in your life and what he intends to do. Like, are you wanting to know if he wants to be in your life, or you're wanting to know because he is in your life? You want to know what he's trying to do in your life. Next section. Okay, got you. Hi! Alright. So, is he intending... What are his next actions toward her, if any? Do we see him wanting to come closer to her, be in her life? And... does he have any intentions toward her? Does he have any intentions toward her, and what is he trying? Does he want to be in her life? Does he intend to do anything? Does he have a next action? We want to know what he's going to be, what interaction is going to take place next. Between them. What interaction is going to take place between them? What's their next interaction? How does he feel about her currently, and is he going to be taking action toward her? How does he feel about her currently, and is he going to be taking... Does he plan on taking any action toward her? Does he plan on taking any action toward her? Does he plan on taking any actions toward her? Okay, we got Leo and Virgo here, but also talking about, strength. We got longevity, endurance, long term. It's been a long time, been through a lot, or went through a lot with you, and he's having some thoughts. He's definitely considering something. I mean, he's trying to figure himself out right now. So he's been through a lot, things have been rough, and he's trying to figure out what he's going to do. So definitely would come up. If he's intending on, involving himself with you, that's definitely going to come up in this self-reflection mode, right? Or it won't, and then that would obviously mean he's not. But, I mean, that's when it would happen, right? Because he's having this self-reflection, this talk with himself about where he's at and what he's going to try to do next. You said yes, if he wants to come back correctly in my life, I set boundaries. Got you. So he's trying to figure out what to do. And, yeah. I'm going to include this one, but not these two, just because I was going to put them all away, but then these fell out, and I knew that they had to be part of the reading, so just letting you know why I put those other ones away. The devil here makes sense because basically it is somewhat of a toxic situation, or there's toxicity in it. There could be addictions involved, there could be obsession, there could be, just like bad habits or bad, like maybe hot temper, for example. That's a bad habit, or, a tendency of behavior that's toxic. So, not saying that's part of it, but just explaining what the devil means. It also could represent, this feels like something that you just can't shake this. I mean, it's something that, it's an urge. It's a, it could be an obsession. It's an urge, and you feel a pull. Like, it's hard to not go there, but you shouldn't. Like, that there's reasons why you shouldn't go there. And good for you for making boundaries, for setting boundaries, I can say good for you, because a lot of people, that's hard to do right there. But, so this is it feels very hard to just say no, but you've done that somewhat, so that's good. But it's You know, it's a thing that kind of nags at you, and it feels almost like you can't control it sometimes. So it's pretty intense. You know, the devil tries to take over, and sometimes these emotions and feelings try to take over. So, you know, regarding the situation. So we have the Death card and the Fool here, and it seems like he's really having difficulty with the boundaries you've set, obviously. But perhaps because of those boundaries, he's having to realize that he can't just get what he wants out of this, so he may make some changes here. The Death card is talking about endings or drastic changes. So he could maybe not want to do this anymore and feel like he needs to make a change. Either that, or he wants to end it and just get over it. It's going to be hard to do, though, because that devil, he feels that urge, that pull. He doesn't want to feel it. It's kind of, you know, gets in the way. You know, it sucks when you can't control your feelings, but that's his situation. So I think either he's going to decide to not want to put up with it anymore, or not put up with it like you've done something wrong. I mean, like, he doesn't want to have to deal with this feeling anymore, so he's just going to say, fuck it, then I'm not going to go there, and just tell himself to get over it. Or he's going to make a change and try to maybe, you know, look or be accepted by you again, possibly. Drastic change or ending. So that with the Fool. Oh, real quick, this is Leo, this is Virgo, and this card's Capricorn, this one's Scorpio. So I don't know if those signs are involved in the situation, but if they are, apply it. You know, if they're not, that's fine. They do mean other things. It's just those are what those cards represent, those signs. So just letting you know. So and with the Fool here, though, after he makes this drastic change, or possibly ending, or both, you know, this transformation, this death has occurred. You can't go back. It's like it's going to be different now, and he could be actively choosing to make that decision, or it's just an ending. You know, like just he's transforming, perhaps. But I think it's more his decision to do this. Like, it's not just like it happened. He's choosing to make a change or an ending, and then with that, we have a very new experience. So I mean, in a way, it's something new, it's something fresh and exciting. He's not thinking too much or worrying too much. He's kind of just going for it. And it's a bit careless. It is the Fool. It's naive a bit, you know. It's kind of like you're not really thinking before you jump. I mean, he's about to jump off a cliff. His dog is like, what are you doing? And he just doesn't even care. He's not worried about it, and he's not in fear. He just wants to go for it. He wants something new, different, fun, exciting, fresh, you know, adventurous, you know. So he's trying to, like, go towards that, you know, after this whole breakdown here. So it just depends on what he means with death. Like, is he going to make a change and try to ask, you know, be accepted by you again, back into your life, come correct? Or is he just going to fuck it up, say, no, I'm going to end it completely. I can't get what I want, I'm just going to stop with that. And then go for something new. If he does try to change himself and go for you again, then he's going to be trying to come at it in a way that's completely, like, fresh, new, exciting. You know, he's going to try to, like, be different, you know? So what we can say here is, you know, with the Death card, you can expect him to be making some changes very soon. Now, whether these changes are permanent or whether they're just a show to, you know, try to win you back, you know, we will soon see. But basically, you will be seeing changes in him here, at least attempted changes, or, you know, maybe he will make some changes. Who's to say? But you will see a change. What I can say for sure about the Death card is there will be difference that you can see, that you can, you know, that you will be able to see with your own eyes and hear or whatever. Just, you know, you'll witness it. You'll see it happen. He will be making changes, but he may just write you off, you know, and go for a whole new way of life and try to just, you know, have a better life, because he's just obviously miserable here. He can't get what he wants here. So his intentions, though, I think he is doing a lot of thinking, and it's hard, you know, because there is a pull to you. There is a urge to you. So he's going to make a decision here to either make a change or end this completely. And he's going to try to go for something new, a new approach. And if it's not intending to go towards you and it's just trying to get over you, then he'll have a new approach to, like, he'll want to do something exciting, new, fresh, adventurous, fun. He's going to want to enjoy life and just have a good time because he doesn't want to feel like this anymore, you know? So I hope he changes to meet halfway. No, it's not necessarily the end. I mean, remember, he could, the death card could be there saying he's going to try to change himself so that you accept him. But on the other side of that, it could mean an ending. He could choose to end it completely. With the devil there, it's going to be difficult because, you know, there's that urge, that pull that you can't really control. It feels like you can't control. So that's the feeling I'm talking about. He doesn't want to feel like that. Like, you know, like I said, it could be either way, but if it is the ending, I would say it's because that feeling and that he can't control. He doesn't want to feel that. If he can't get you and he can't have you, then he doesn't want to just feel like that. So he's going to try to just fucking write you off. But on the other side of that, it could be that he's going to change to try to win you back. You know, it's one of the two. And because it's drastic changes or endings with the death card. So we will soon see what he attempts to do. And if you don't hear from him, you know that it's the ending. But if he tries to come at you and he's a whole different person, then you know that it's the change that he's doing with the death card. Either way, I can say right now he is pretty fucking miserable. And maybe he deserves it. I'm not trying to say anything on you or anything. I'm not judging at all. Just saying, you know, it's not a good feeling, you know. So he's going to be making some changes. No problem. Thank you. And good for you for putting up boundaries. You know, try to stay safe out there. Okay. Starseed. Did she send her questions already? Because maybe I can just answer them. Oh yeah, she did. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just do her reading. I'd like her to be here, but she'll just have to come back and watch it later. That's fine. Okay. So, okay, first, but then I did have questions about her questions. Okay. Okay, so I know how I'm gonna do this. First question is about her current relationship. Wants to know if she's going to leave him. So, actually, let's do the second question first, because I think that would probably have to do with whether or not the first question. So, second question is, current feelings of my twin flame, Corey. Will I accept his future offer or stay with Russell? So first, let's see what Corey's intending to do in your life. What is Corey intending to do? What are the next actions toward her? What is he planning to do? What is he intending to do in regards to her? What are his actions in her life? Will he be taking actions in her life? Yeah, so we do have Knight of Cups. So we do see somewhat of a love offer, somewhat of a, connection offer. So that's okay. And wow, yeah. I would say that he is wanting something serious, some kind of, some stability here, long term. He wants to build with you. It's saving up money and having security and, building a foundation together. It's a serious long-term relationship. It's a commitment, right? It's also saying save up your money because you're going to need it. And it's probably just talking about building a foundation. You know, you're going to need to save money so you can buy a house and a car eventually, you know. So it does seem like he's going to be offering something committed to you. When is the time frame of when this would happen? Oh, look at that, 10 of Cups. So it seems ideal, you know, it seems like that's a very happy situation that would be, you know, that you would be happy in. And you see here the couple here with the baby, it's like happiness and togetherness, family. It's a very good card to get here. So, and 10 as well for the time frame. So 10 days, 10 weeks, 10 months, 10 years, the 10th of the month, you know, the 10th of the month or the 10th month. The reason I say it like that, I don't do time frames in a very specific way. Like, this is how I do time frames. Basically, whatever number comes out, and I've had people literally come back and say, you said it could be the 10th of the month, literally the 10th of the December this happened. And so, I mean, it works for me. You know, this is how I do time frames. It's not an exact science, so that's why I say days, weeks, months, years. I mean, we just don't know exactly, but it's something to do with 10 hours, possibly. And we do know, too, that when it happens, it is going to be a happy situation, that it would make you really happy, so, or it would be, you know, happy to be together, so, something you'd be happy in. What else do we need to know about that connection? And for the last two, I mean, I know you want to know, like, will you accept it? I mean, it seems like you couldn't not accept it. It really, with the way that it looks here, the energy, you couldn't really say no to that. And only you can really say whether you will or not. So I cannot answer that for you, unfortunately. But, you know, I can't say what you are going to, like, to do. Like, what you will decide to do eventually, you know, because... But what we do know in this reading here is that, yeah, it looks like that offer is going to be made. So you said, will I accept his future offer? And it looks like that actually will happen. As of now, you know, with this reading, it looks like that will happen. If one of them dies tomorrow, you know, obviously the outcome is going to change. But yes, as of now, it seems like that there will be a future offer. We have the King of Wands and the Four of Cups. So somebody's very determined here. It's a very, it even feels almost controlling. And I say that because it looks like here with this Four of Cups, he's determined, and then there's closed off. So I don't know if he's determined to close you off and isolate you from people. I mean, it kind of seems like weird that those two would be together. This guy is determined and motivated, and he will get what he wants, and he's going to go after it, and most of the time gets it because of that. But he expects it. You know, he's not working for it and knows he's going to get it because he's worked for it. He just sheer determination and vitality. Like, he's got energy. He will achieve what he wants because he will go for it, you know? But, the Four of Cups, like, to go for, or to be very persistent about closing off, that's why I say the controlling thing, because that's what I get from that. It seems like that's a weird thing to be determined to close himself off, unless it's talking about him becoming a monk and closing off from society. I mean, and it's really, Four of Cups is not really, it's not like a good thing to close off like that. You can see here there's offers. This cup here is trying, or this hand, or, well, it's not a hand in this deck, but these wings are bringing this cup to this person, and he's going, no, he's refusing. Because, and it's really, he's being stubborn, you know? I mean, he's just refusing, and there's no reason. He's not giving or taking anything. He's not giving anything out, and he's not taking anything in. He's not accepting anything. So it's he's having a moment, and he's refusing to do anything. So it's like this person is determined to not have anything interfere in the situation, not allow anything in or give anything out. So it's very closed off. And it's very stubborn, and it's petty, really. Like, there's, I mean, you know, there's no real, like, purpose. There's no valid, like, there's no valid purpose. It's not helping this person to be closed off. Like, it's just kind of ridiculous. So with the King of Wands here, I feel like he's wanting to have like his own life with you, and to me it feels like maybe because he wants to control the situation. Like, I can't really see it any other way personally. That's just what I see from that. That's what that seems like to me. So as for the question, will you accept it? It seems like you will, but that seems to be part of it. The whole, maybe you're not going to really be able to have a social life, or it will be kind of just you and him together. Maybe you're going to be moving somewhere else and isolating somewhere. I don't know. But there seems to be a determination to have it be just you two. So that actually kind of sounds like love bombing right there, because look how great that is in the beginning. It's almost too good to be true, right? Look up love bombing. Just a thought, you know? And then he becomes like, wants to isolate you and becomes controlling. That's crazy. So yeah, I mean, it seems like you will accept that offer, and hopefully that's not a bad decision for you to make, because that seems odd that he would want to be determined to do that, to isolate you, or to just have no interference, like nobody being involved or coming in or anything, like just you two and what is there, you know, just you two. Like, that's not a good, that wouldn't be good, you know, obviously. But anyway, let's see what else. So, and then will you leave Russell? So obviously that's going to depend on whether or not you take that offer, and whether or not which you probably will take that offer, right? So let's say if she does take well, then obviously you'd be leaving Russell, right? So I mean, from the looks of it and the energies, it looks like you're going to take that offer. So then we can say that it looks like you'd probably be leaving Russell, right? But let's see what the situation with Russell looks like. And obviously, again, I cannot make that decision for you. Can't tell you what you're going to do, because it's up to you, and you can change your decision tomorrow. You know, you can change it at any second. So I don't know what you're going to do. But with the energy around that whole situation with, you know, Corey, it looks like you would obviously take that decision, or that offer. But again, I don't know. That is up to you. I'm just giving you the energies around it, and you can make the decision for yourself. I mean, you're the only one who can, so hope you understand why I'm doing it that way. I'm not trying to be a bullshitter, you know, and just tell you what you're going to do. Like, you do have a choice, and that's a gift. That's awesome. It's a good thing we have a choice. So, let's see about Russell. What do we... Actually, I have the whole reading right here. Look at this. I feel like Russell is or at least, you know, I can say that there's support there. You guys have that care for each other, right? I mean, this is the person you've been with, so obviously not saying it's perfect. I'm sure there's things I don't know, right? But King of Cups is generally a good card, unless we see the Devil or the Ten of Swords or Seven of Swords right after it. Then it seems like that is the case. Like, the King of Cups, it can shine through and actually be meaningful and be what it is. So Three of Cups is talking about that could be the third party, possible, you know, interference with the other person. But Three of Cups also generally talks about people coming together and having a good time. So you and Russell actually could get along pretty well and have a good relationship regarding, you know, in regards to, like, it's almost like a friendship, which is actually a good thing. It's not friend zone, but it's like you get along as friends too. So there's not that much clash. Like, you guys are friendly toward each other, and it works well. And then there's that support and care and nurturing too, in a way. I mean, with the King of Cups, it's very, you know, there's emotional support and nurturance. Seven of Swords here though too, so something is sneaky here. Someone's hiding something, not saying how they feel on a subject, or not being direct, you know, kind of beating around the bush, going around, you know, going around or going over, but not going through, not facing it head on. So there's sneakiness, or there's hidden, you know, maybe motives, or there's something, maybe there could also be stealing, because he's stealing the swords here from these knights that are asleep in the tents back there. He's stealing them in the night when they're asleep, when they're resting. because they have battle or combat the next morning, you know, so he's sneaking away with their swords, stealing. So it's sneakiness and possibly stealing. There's something ain't right here, you know, so, you know, or something's hidden, something's not being said, or something's being kept from the other person, or maybe both of you. So, then there's, and again, it could just be as simple as, like, somebody's not saying how they feel about something, so that causes problems. But it could be something completely fucked up and shady. You would know better than I do what that's talking about, but basically here, you know, Page of Wands, it's talking about somebody making a decision without thinking. It's premature, you know, because it is a page. It's immature energy. It's like a young person energy, you know. It's like not an adult decision. It's not a mature move, you know. It's without thinking. They just kind of do something that they may regret later. They just go for it. They just impulsive, you know. And then the Four of Cups is talking, or Four Swords is talking about a break. So because of a decision that was made without thinking much, you know, just made too soon without really giving it much consideration. And hey, you know, when we're in love too, like, love is blind, you know, sometimes we just do things that we wouldn't normally do. So that could touch on the other person. Maybe that's a third party possibly as well situation, like that third. And it could have been that you were mutual friends at one point, like maybe this was a friend of his, or something, or you guys were friendly toward each other, and that's how you all kind of like got to know each other, and then you kind of went off with them, or, you know, there were feelings involved. I mean, that's possible. Just because there's a friendly energy here with the Three of Cups, it's a friendly energy. It's a really good card to get usually, but since we're talking about the situation, I'm just, you know, trying to touch on every point here that could be. And I don't have you here either to tell me whether or not. So, I mean, I'm just kind of giving you the information. And basically, but with this premature decision, it's like there's a break because of that. So what I would say, it seems as though it's talking about this offer, and because we see what it's going to turn into, you know, the determination, and remember, they will get it. The King of Wands, they usually get it because they have that fierce determination and they have that vitality. They have energy to put effort into whatever they're wanting. They'll go after it, and they'll go after it until they get it. So basically, he may achieve that, or work tirelessly to achieve that isolation, or that cut off from everything, or not take, like, just, he doesn't want you to be taking, accepting any offers, having resources in your life, being able to, you know, have people to go to, or like have things, like, accept anything that's offered to you in your life. So that means you have just you and him. And he also doesn't want you to be giving anything to anyone else, because that would, again, allow people to be in your life. It just is not, it doesn't seem like a very, it seems like it's going to turn sour real quick. Because here we could see, again, look up love bombing, please. Because this looks amazing. I want to offer you a connection. In other decks, the Knight of Cups is on a white horse, so it's like the knight in shining armor, right? It's like, it's perfect, you know, exactly what you'd want, but, you know, it's just, is it too good to be true is what I worry, because of what we see later, you know? It just sounds like a common situation that happens for people, so just be careful with that. What we're seeing here with the Page of Wands too, we could be talking about you making that premature decision, and then there's a break here because of that decision you make. But the thing about it with the Four Swords, I just realized it's a break. And a lot of times with the Four Swords, it's a break, but it's not a permanent break. It's not an ending. You know, the Death card would be here or something like that with an ending. But so what we can say, or what I could say with that is, maybe it will just be a short-term relationship with the other person. Maybe you'll be able to get out of it, and you'll go back to Russell or something, you know, because it seems like you probably will take that offer. Too good to be true. I mean, it's too good to turn down, right? I mean, it's perfect. So you may go out. I mean, I don't know. Again, you're going to make that decision when the time comes. But with the information here, Starseed, it seems that's probably what you will go for, because it's just too perfect. And then it turns sour, right? Then, seeing that Four of Swords there, we see that there's a break. There's a rest period, there's a break between you and Russell, but it's not a permanent ending. So to be continued, right? I mean, but from here, that's how I feel like the scenario looks like it would play out. So hopefully that made sense to you, hun. Hopefully you're following. If not, I mean, if you have any questions, definitely let me know. Hit me up anytime, you know, on here, on the next live, or however, you know, my email, however you can get a hold of me. I'd love to hear your feedback. And anyone I've given a reading to tonight, I'd really love to hear your feedback. I'm doing this new thing where I want, you know, you guys to, like, rate the readings, like star rate. If I've given you a reading tonight, whether it was free or donated, I want you to go in the comment section after the live is over, after we finish here, and tell me how you felt about it. Honestly, you know, if you hated it, I want to know. I want to know how you feel about it, because it matters to me. It's going to help, you know, me improve my work and connect with you guys better, so it's going to help both of us. So I'd really appreciate it if you guys would do that. And, yeah, so let's continue. Wait, no. Nope, we're done. Right? Let me know if I missed anybody. I'm pretty sure we got both of them, because we had, yeah, Starseed and Farah. Okay. Hi, I see you guys. Can you guys please like this video? I'd really appreciate that. And subscribe if you haven't already, so that you don't miss the next live I do, because then I can answer your question there. I'm going to end tonight right here. It's been 3 hours, I think. We're good here. But, you know, if I did not answer your question tonight, please come back tomorrow, because I'd really love to be able to do that. So, yeah, don't miss that. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be alerted when I go live, like right the minute I go live. And you can ask the question. I'd love to answer it for you. So please come back tomorrow. Join us again. Let's do this. Okay, you guys? Thank you so much. Have a great night. Thank you to everybody who donated and those who participated, those who were here. Thank you. Appreciate your guys' support. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Don't miss it. Let's have a good time. Let's do this again. Everybody stay safe and have a great night.